What's going on, everybody? Joe Carlton here with the Sports Affiliation. Welcome to Aces Up podcast, episode number 27. Tonight, I will be highlighting another NFFC high-stakes player, fairly unknown, from Philadelphia, Michael Gamburg. We'll get to know about his fantasy background, how he got into fantasy football, the hobby, and how he ended up in the high-stakes streets. And then right after his interview in the second half of the show, we will bring on my good friend Joey Brown, and we will talk about, some lineup decisions, start sits. We'll go over some of the games, the Thursday night game, the couple Saturday night games this week. And then, of course, whatever happens on Sunday, we'll do a little preview week 16. Maybe we'll get into some week 17 as well. We'll do our best to give you some advice for the remainder of the fantasy playoffs. So as always, sit back, get comfortable, grab yourself a cold beverage, and enjoy the show. What is up, Mike? Glad to have you on Aces Up podcast. Finally, we'll get to know you a little bit better. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty good. I just appreciate you having me on. It's an honor. I mean, I had fun. You put me as a guest host the other day on the other show, and it was a blast, with Joey, Dan, and Josh, and yourself. Just a fun time.
Absolutely, man. That's why we do this every week. We enjoy each other's company. We love talking football with each other, help each other out. Iron sharpens iron. That's the old saying. And, if we can help out some of our listeners in the process, then that's great too, man. We appreciate everybody that tunes in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you're not subscribed to the Sports Affiliation. And that's pretty much it. We're going to jump right into your fantasy background interview. This is something I do with all my new guests, especially NFFC players. I love to highlight the NFFC platform. It's, in my opinion, it's the best fantasy football platform there is. It goes between the scoring system to the format with the KDS style drafting, third round reversal, you name it. There's so many reasons why the NFFC is the best, in my opinion. And obviously can't forget the competition, but we'll talk about that when we get to the NFFC questions. So we'll jump right into it, Mike. Give us a little bit about your personal background, where you live. If you want to talk about family, anything you want to share with us, really, appreciate it. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I grew up in the suburbs of Philadelphia, and currently I been living in Center City, Philadelphia, for the last 20 years or so. I live at a spot where when the Eagles, when they have a parade, I'm right in the heart of it. So when the Super Bowl, I stay home. Otherwise, I'm not going to if I go out to a party or something and they win, I can't get back into the city until the next day. I got to sweep out.
Nice. I used to live in Winthrop, Mass, and they're big on the 4th of July celebration. Now Winthrop is like a peninsula. So once you go, there's only a couple ways in and a couple ways out. So once you're in there, it's the ocean's on the other side, the airport's on the other side. And when they do the 4th of July, they kind of close off the streets and stuff. So same deal. I know that feeling. You leave your house, you're not getting back in. So, I get that. I totally understand that. So
where I grew up in the suburbs, for people that are golfers, if you watch the Truist tournament this year, the playoff, I live about 5 minutes from there. I'm right in that area, where the Philadelphia Cricket Club is. Really, there's a ton of great golf courses in that area. Not just that can really hold a PGA tournament as well as the cricket club, but that was a special tournament this year for the locals. They got it because it's normally in North Carolina, but they were playing the PGA Championship there, so they had to sub it out to the and the Philly got it. I mean, the cricket club got it.
Nice. So we got Josh in the chat. We got Albert in the chat. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight is in here every time we start the show up. They drop a happy Tuesday comment. So appreciate you guys tuning in. So Mike, what do you do for hobbies outside of fantasy football?
I mean, I love the golf. Skiing. I mean, I've done a lot of skiing out west, Colorado, particularly Snowmass, Aspen, and I've done my share of skiing in Utah as well. And I've been to Jackson Hole once, but golf is I golf at a local club just outside the city, where if you live in Center City, Philadelphia, it's a club a lot of people go to join because it's only 15 minutes outside the city. I mean, actually, Jake Elliott was a member there for a little bit until he moved. He's living in Center City originally, and until he had a baby and he moved to South Jersey, he was a member there. Charles Barkley, he's good friends with the pro. He has a condo in the area. I'll see him every summer.
Nice. That's pretty cool. What do you shoot usually? What do you average?
I mean, I was better. I mean, I was down to 10, 11, but I'm like a 16 now. I mean, the guys, I don't really play for a lot of money anymore gambling, but I got into one match this year, and the guy, they asked what my handicap was, and I said, when I told him, the guys, because I think he's played with me before, he says, what does he have? Does he have all his limbs? Like I was this baby yet. We have at the end, but it was, but I was going to tell you, I mean, I'm maybe give one little golf advice, nothing on the swing. This year I got fitted for a driver, really helped my game, not just like off a monitor, like a Callaway Day or sometimes tailor made. I went to a fitter, full simulator. Really, a couple things that I wouldn't have picked up on. I want to basically, because it's right there. It's a proof's right there. You can't argue. It's probably helped me shave 2 strokes off my game. So I would say that's important to get fit. It's worth the money. I mean, usually they'll give it back, whatever you pay, they'll give it towards the club. It's the only way to go. If you're a frequent player, it's go get fitted, and do it on a simulator. That's my advice for golf. I'm not going to tell you to swing or anything, but I'll tell you what, it's worth it.
Nice. All right. So let's get into the fantasy football stuff. When did you start playing fantasy football? How many years has it been? And tell us about your first draft, how you got into it, and if you can remember how the league went, if you won it, did you win it? Give us a little rundown about your first experience fantasy.
I was in the financial business. I used to, I was dealing with a lot of institutional clients in New York, and these guys had a league, and I got joined. It was only a 10-team league, but it was a buy-in at the time. It was like, I think back like 2005, 2004 maybe. It was like 2,500 one league, and these guys, good traders, maybe most of them, but I did pretty well. I mean, I went back-to-back years in 08, 09. That was a good payout. But that's where I got started. I really didn't know anything about, high stakes or until in the beginning of Sirius. I mean, there was like one show with Adam Ronis and Scott Angle, and I think Corey Parsons was like the MC. He was like the MC, so to speak. And I heard, I did hear names like Chris Vaccaro and Glenn Welly. They were on, but I still didn't know at the time. Didn't know that this world existed. Didn't know anything about NFC or
right. I agree. Same with me, man. I navigated over to the high stakes streets after my home league decimated, and I was looking. Somebody told me this is the league you want to play in if you're taking it seriously, and that's how I got into it. Like you said when we talked before, you didn't realize you were stepping into a hornet's nest, but
exactly. I'll go into, basically, I started not like the league. See, the league it had a lot of cornball scoring rules, like I call them like pinball machine carnival, where scoring bonuses, and it just became frustrating because, guy would get a 50-yard touchdown instead of a 49. He'd get 5 extra bonus points. It was just, I did all right, for a couple of years. I always did well, but it just didn't like it really. Some of the, it was just got tired with it. And I fell into COVID came and wasn't sure that league was going to continue. It did for 1 year. I stayed with it, but that's when I got into the NFFC. I discovered that, in COVID, and like I said, I got in. I didn't know what I was getting in. I didn't realize the majority of the players were like, I knew the names, like I said, Glenn Welly because of that show and Chris Vaccaro, but I didn't know there was tens and 20. There was like 50, 60 other guys that I was going up against. I did okay, but it wasn't great. I was a greenhorn really. I mean, I could draft maybe first 5 rounds, but there's so much more to it. And, with the full draft, you got there's no trading. You got it goes 20 rounds. I was used to maybe 15, 16 rounds. And the fab is like, that's guerrilla warfare, man.
Yeah. The in-season the in-season management takes a good couple of years.
Oh yeah. I do. I was, I think I did okay in one league, and I might've won the consolation. It was like I forget which one it was. I paid it. I didn't know. I was a donator. Money was COVID. I was, I got it, but I got into it. It's paid off. At least I found it. And then you got to learn. You took your lumps. Like I moved on.
Nice. So what about the NFFC platform? What characteristics? What about the format? What makes it the best? The best, I suppose.
One thing I will say is, first, I think the guys that run it. I mean, I'm usually a good judge of character. With Tom and Greg, class act.
Tom and Greg are awesome.
Guys, that's what I notice with most of the guys. They're not. You don't see pontificate. They're not. Talking a lot of hot air. Bravado and that sort of thing. It seemed like, and I like it's structured. And I got better at it I'm telling you, just by chance. I guess I was listening, Theo Greminger before he went to, I guess, Fancy Point, did a lot of high stakes, interview guys and stuff like that. He's a real pro. I mean, the guy's probably got a promotion. He's wearing more hats now. That he's, rightfully so, but he did a great job of interviewing. And I just one time on YouTube, I fell onto a live stream with Nelson Sousa, and that's when I really learned. I just picked up, listened, learned a lot. That's the way I was telling you. I can learn. I got a pretty good memory, and that's the way I can really pick up on things. Just by remember what guys are doing, why they're doing it. And I started listening, it's following, anytime I could hear a high stakes player that actually, they put their money on the line. And basically when they're talking and getting interviewed, you listen.
Nelson's a good one to be the understudy of, because he knows what he's doing. He runs, hundreds of teams every single year. He knows how to. His in-season management is unmatched, in my opinion. He knows
He's
how
a class act too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nice guy.
Like I told you, I mean, I use the FTN. I'm not looking for a free subscription. I already paid for that. But him, and also for baseball, Vlad Sedler. I mean,
he's good. Another good guy. Yeah.
Those guys they're better people than they are players, and they're great players. So that tells you a lot. I mean, that's
nice.
Did
you know? You probably know this, but did you know that Nelson's originally from the Boston area?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I didn't. I put it together now.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that until just recently.
That's why he was a Patriots guy.
Yeah. I didn't know that until just recently. But yeah, he's a great guy. He's got a lot of patience. Great level-headed dude. A ferocious fantasy manager for sure. I was in a couple of leagues with him in my early days, and he's definitely one of the people that I paid attention to see exactly how they were doing it, and learned a lot from him as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of great guys. I mean, in terms, I was telling you, basically a lot of guys are New Yorkers. I told you, I was saying basically, when people tell me they don't like New Yorkers, they don't think much of them. They're not for me. I know that I stay away from those people. New Yorkers, a lot of my good friends are Yankee Ranger fans. When I was fortunate, I went to overnight camp where up in the Berkshires, where most of them, people come from New York or dominated New York or North Jersey, what have you. They're my kind of people.
Nice.
So if and those guys are, you got a lot of guys, they're fun guys. I mean, it's like you said before a lot. It's the camaraderie. It's the people you meet. I mean, sure, we all want to win, but it's more than that makes it good.
Right. Yeah. Everybody supports each other as much as they want to beat each other. It's a unique environment, but it's what makes it great. Really.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how many teams do you usually do each year on the NFFC managed rosters?
It's increased. I do. What do I have? I got 13 OCs this year and four auctions.
Nice.
And
so you do the auctions
too. I kind of waited. I mean, I haven't gotten. I was telling you next year I'm going to probably move into the prime time, but I just was getting familiar with the OCs basically and build it up. The guy, maybe.
Yeah, you got to start little. You can't.
I thought TCM might have 6 teams in the Gorilla. I got one. You know what? I got my best team was I hit the number 7. You get the 7th pick twice. You get a free best ball, which I don't usually play. And I did. I think I got first place in that. I lost in the first round of the plays. I got eliminated, but it was I think I won $200 for nothing.
Nice. So out of the 13 OCs you mentioned to me before, you got 6 of them into the shootout. That's
6 of them in the shootout.
That's excellent numbers right there.
2 wild cards, 4 seconds, 2 seconds can become first.
Right. Yeah, you gotta win the 3-week matchup. Yep.
That's the first time I got in. I think when I won one, I guess I won the points on the
If you get the record and the points, you don't
first
have
time I tell where it's either I got the record and then get the points or vice versa. But nice. That's fun, It's good that's what you want to be at. I mean, it's 6 teams in the shootout. That's what we play for.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not playing for sure the money is nice to win the league, but we don't come out here to we want to try for the big enchilada.
I agree, especially in the RotoWire online championship.
Yeah, it's that's why the FFPC is a little different. It's still a good form. It's different. Obviously, it's there's more players.
Way more. There's a ton. Yeah, it's 3 to 1. as
I mean,
far
I
as
like the rule. I mean,
injuries
it's
go.
not bad. I mean, I like the NFFC. I was telling you, I think if the NFFC didn't have third round reversal, it'd be a lot. I think if he won, it'd be too unfair with the
Right.
I mean, there's the quality of players. I mean, if I could, that's my opinion. I think if you didn't have third round reversal, maybe you'd have too much of an edge being in the top 3 or 4. My opinion.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
It's not guaranteed, but it's an edge.
The third round reversal in the KDS draft style, where you set you predetermine which pick you want in order, and then if you get the first pick, you get your first choice. So if you put in 7th, you wanted 8th pick first or whatever, you'd get the 8th pick, and then the second person would get what they want. One thing I really like about it is have you ever been in a draft where everybody got their first choice on pick of what they wanted?
I don't look hard, but I think there's a lot of times I've seen it. I mean, there's a majority, maybe there's 6 or 7 guys.
Those are some of the toughest drafts because the people get the pick they want, which means they had a reason why they wanted that as their top choice, and they have a clearly they have not a set plan, but they have a pretty good idea of what they want to do from that spot. So if everybody gets their top choice, it doesn't really matter the draft order. You know what I mean? Like what you said, it
doesn't matter. That doesn't matter the draft order, but if it wasn't third round reversal, it make a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe you'd have, I don't know what the other experiences, guys would think about that. I just think what I've seen the competition, if I could get the first, and I could come to 1 third round reversal, I like my chances.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's it's very competitive.
It adds more of a strategy too. There's a little bit more strategy involved because it flips the board once the third, you know what I mean? The board flips a little bit in ADP. It's not the same as if, you were doing a standard snake. So it's a little bit more strategy involved.
And the KDS is great because at least you have some say where you're picking. They do it their way. It's potluck. You don't know what you're going to get.
Right.
It's tougher maybe to diversify because you're not going to get in a KDS. You're not going to maybe get your pick once, twice, but you're going to, you keep going. You're going to get close. You're not going to be in the back end. You're going to be in the front end.
You can target the back end for a couple of drafts, then you can target the front end. So you can move around as opposed to just random. Like in random order, you can get like the 11 spot 2 or 3 times, and then you could go like 5 or 6 drafts without getting in the front end. At least in the NFFC.
I'll tell you that later. My best. It's weird, but but I feel comfortable in here in this format. I feel comfortable in any draft. Any draft spot. I'm not going to sweat. I'll find. You just change your what you have to do depending on the board.
This is true, Joey. LaDainian Tomlinson was the reason third round reversal was created because he was a monster. And they had to off balance that number 1 spot. You had the number 1 pick. You got LaDainian. You had a huge advantage. So third round reversal was created so that the back end can make up for the deficit a little bit in the third in the third round. Third round. Basically.
Right, they did that, but I think now with what I'm seeing with the quality of players.
Right, yeah, you get the right person gets the number 1 pick.
Guys played for the whole thing. They know they've been much more experienced than me. I think they'd say the same thing. It would take a little of the air out of it, because then there's a big edge in the beginning. My opinion.
Right. All right, so let's move on. Have you ever attended a live NFFC draft? And if not, do you plan on going to any of them in the future?
Yeah, I'm booking I think I'm probably going to come to New York this year.
Nice.
I don't know
Shout out Chris Vaccaro. Hoping you host it again, man. That was a great time. Greenwich Street Tavern is his bar. Perfect for a draft. You could fit two drafts in there. Class act. He provided food, open bar. He saved the New York Live draft. I don't think that they were going to do it otherwise. So, man, hopefully we do that. You guys do it again next year. I definitely want to be there. I don't mind the 4-hour train ride, and it's great times, man. See everybody.
I don't mind an hour and a half.
Yeah,
he seems like he's a sharp guy. Class act.
Great guy.
He knows his stuff, and the fact that he's helped.
And Joe DeGalbo is his brother-in-law is the co-owner. They both own the bar. So shout out those guys for keeping it going, man. But go ahead. Sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh yeah, Chris, he's a hell of a player. He gives good insights, in their show, and yeah, I mean he knows this. You can learn a lot from him.
So now, are you familiar with the Scott Fish Bowl?
That I've heard, talk about on this year. I have know nothing about.
Okay. So real quick, I'll explain.
They have a different type of scoring, I've heard.
Yeah, but. So it's the biggest charity fantasy football tournament there is in the world. It's worldwide. They have live drafts all over the world. They also have online drafts. There's usually like 5,000 or 6,000 entries, teams in it. The scoring system is unique. It changes every single year. It keeps it fun. It's also third round reversal. It's also super flex. There's no money involved. You just donate to Fantasy Cares and you get an invite. If Scott Fish invites you, then you get to choose an online or a live draft. If you wanted to draft it, they do in Philly. There's usually like somewhere between 4 and 6 drafts every year in Philly. Really? I know Philly is big with it. Yeah. Wow. You see all the guys in the industry, all the fantasy analysts from that area are probably usually there.
I think Ratcliffe lives in the area.
Yeah, so Ratcliffe was broadcasting from as many of them as he can for Sirius XM. He was in Boston not this year, but the year before. He broadcast. Ratcliffe, if he might have even been, I'm not sure because I never attended Philadelphia's Scott Fish draft, but if he's from Philadelphia, I'm sure he's there involved in that for 100%. But yeah, it's another one of those camaraderie things. All the fantasy football guys get together one spot, hang out, raise money. You do blind bidding, silent auctions for sports memorabilia. There's probably a ton of autographed Eagles jerseys and stuff. Whatever they can do to raise money for Fantasy Cares, and then Fantasy Cares disperses it to different charities that Toys for Tots, whatever, all kinds of stuff. So it's all 100% of it goes to that, and it's a good time. It's the competition's pretty good too because you're going against fantasy football industry. You know what I mean?
That seems great. I like to get some information that
Yeah. You got to go to the website and you just got to sign up. You got to sign up. You got to sign up, and then that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's a question I ask all my guests. So, and how about the Fantasy Football Expo? Have you ever heard of this?
That is what's in Ohio, right?
Yeah, that's at the Fit right in Canton, Ohio.
I've heard of it. They seem they do series. They have live shows on there. They're doing the live, commentating on the live drafts. But I haven't been there. Can't say.
Another thing, this is where I met Josh and Dan. The second night there, the second night I was there, we got there early. It's basically a weekend, Thursday through Sunday. And they have live drafts. There's there's a draft night out. You can enter. I entered a super flex draft this year. I actually just got knocked out of the playoffs. I made the playoffs, got knocked out of it. But there's live drafts that you can compete in. There's booths set up on Sunday. You go around. You can see guys from every company, football guys, fantasy alarm, player profiler, fast draft, all these guys set up, and you go in, you ask questions, you do some network. And there was a poker tournament. Football guys runs a poker tournament there. They raise charity for it. Yeah, it's awesome. Josh already said it's an awesome experience. Like I said, man, I was already beat. It was my second day there. I was already beat. I was sitting at a picnic table, just enjoying a beverage and kind of away from the crowd, getting a few minutes apiece. And Josh and Dan came up and introduced themselves to me. And, they told me that they liked Aces Up podcast. I was doing a good job, and, it's rare to find high stakes content. So, they gave me some kind words. I wasn't expecting anything like that to happen. And, that's what started our friendship. It was, great times. They have, the hotel we stayed at, they have a patio. We all hanging out there overnight, all the way to like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, even just talking about, everything, life, kids, family, fantasy football, and you name it. We talk about. It's all like-minded individuals in the fantasy industry, just getting together in one place for a few days and enjoying each other's company. It's definitely a great time.
Yeah, I met them on your show last week. They reached out to me. I reached, in terms, DM them a little bit. I mean, yeah, super guys. It was a fun time.
Iggy's in the house. Iggy, shout out Iggy and JC, man. I can't thank you guys enough for giving me the opportunity to do this podcast stuff on y'all's channel. Been a great time, creating friendships and bringing guys into the light and giving them their moment and just talking football with everybody. Great times, man. Appreciate you guys for giving me the platform. Can't thank you enough. All right, so let's move on to your favorite NFL team. It's clearly the Philadelphia Eagles, but what I want to know is how they became your favorite team, and tell us a little bit about your journey with them. I know you're a season ticket holder. You can go into all of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like grew up in Philadelphia. I mean. At first, I was fortunate, really, because growing up, I was fortunate. Got to go to a lot of Sixer games, more Sixer games and Phillies games back in the I guess in the 80s, late 70s. My grandfather and my uncle were good friends with Billy Cunningham. So basketball was really that was my favorite. I mean, the Eagles at the time were, they were just getting good, but for a lot of early, they weren't the franchise they become back then. It was the Cowboys, the Washington, basically were the top. It's way better than the Eagles for years. So, but I was big into the Sixers. Those were probably some of my best times. I mean, go back, I remember I was at the game when Dr. J did that move around, Kareem and Landisberg. It was crazy. I mean, I can remember at the time, I think that everybody hushed in silence because we didn't know what the hell he did until they showed
that when he went up and under
behind the basket. Yeah. I mean, it was like it just froze, and then when they showed it just erupted because we didn't know what the hell he did. Until you could see it in replay, it was crazy. That was, and I think I was telling Joey also, I was at the game when the Laker hit that shot against Kentucky. That was probably the best sporting event that I've ever been to. I mean, that was something you couldn't believe. You kind of froze at first. You couldn't believe what happened. I mean, you stood the whole game, and I wasn't in the first level for that game. I was in the second level. You just stood the whole game. That was some game, but that was crazy. That shot he hit. I mean, it was just. I was lucky. I was fortunate, having the opportunity, to get to see these events. And of course, I was, the Phillies World Series. I was, got to see them, and. Only been to one Super Bowl. I was at the 2005 Super Bowl. We took we we almost did, but that was fun. I haven't gone to the others, but I've been to the. Like I was telling, I've been a season ticket holder since like the late '80s, like that. And from the vet and then PSLs and the link, we got real good seats. I think I should, I'm like on the 15-yard line, 15 rows off the field. And I got to see all the, championship games were great. Like I was telling you before, I mean, last year was great, but it was a little bittersweet. My dad passed away August 21st, right before the season started. And he wasn't really, he wasn't a guy that watched a lot of sports on TV. Really, he was a great golfer. He was a club champion and he played a lot of tennis, watched golf and tennis, but he really he didn't watch really a lot of sports. But then when we had the opportunity to buy season tickets, he loved it. And that's something we did together. So that was kind of a little bittersweet. Now he got to see, the one when we beat we beat your team.
That's right.
They say now the Eagles, they ended the Patriots' reign, and I think we closed the Chiefs' reign too.
Was that Nick Foles, right? Nick Foles was the guy who got it done.
I couldn't believe when Wentz got hurt. I thought it was over, man. Foles came out his first game, he was terrible, but it was.
Yeah, that was actually a good game, despite the Patriots losing.
We won against the Vikings. And let me dispel what people always talk about. I mean, because at 60 years, somebody threw a snowball at Santa Claus. I mean, Philadelphia gets a bad name for, it's not a bad place to play. People bring, it's so out of proportion. Because let me tell you a story. I was at the championship game against the Vikings. Next to us were three guys from Minnesota. One was a doctor from the Children's Hospital in Minneapolis. I got his card, actually, and two other guys. And before the game started, they were having their cheesesteaks, what have you. And if you haven't been to the link, the kickoff is great. You got the Rocky music, you got the video, you got the green fireworks. I mean, they were, mesmerized. It was great. And then, of course, Rudolph scores the touchdown. They got 7-0. And then Patrick Robinson, he picks that off for a touchdown. And the game, it became a romp. And they left early. And then the one guy, not the doctor, I'm looking at the news later, they're interviewing people coming back from Minnesota airport. And this guy is bad mouth. This was the worst. Yeah, sure, he got his teeth kicked in. And he changed his whole tone. This guy was loving it. Until they got their teeth kicked in, basically, and they got annihilated. And he went home and took a flight home early. So, it gets blown out of proportion. Like I said to you, when I go to, I've been to MetLife. I've been to the last game in Soldier Field when the Eagles beat them. I've been to places. It's not like you're going to church or synagogue. It's people just, it happens everywhere. It's infrequent. But people only want to take that one incident back 60 years ago when they threw them snowballs at Santa Claus. Come on. It was so.
You get your good fans and you get your.
If I went to New England, you're going to get really. It's not like Dodger Stadium when somebody got killed outside. I never seen that. And so
right.
It's people just look. Couple of these games in the playoffs, I tell people, we played the 8:00 game on a Saturday, especially if the Eagles are playing in the playoffs, gives 6 more hours to get tuned up, man, and they're tuned up. That's what's going to happen. In Philly, especially, you deal with that, in terms, and it's people, that's what's going to happen. You're not going to get, nothing really happens unless you instigate it, unless, trust me, it happens everywhere, every major season, but put it that way. Look, I've been to Miami one time with the Eagles and the Dolphins when Cunningham was the quarterback. Let me tell you something. It's, I don't even want to tell you what they said. People said, people just want to take one incident, like I said. So it's, I've heard a lot of people that come to the link and they loved it. They're not afraid. Some people are scared, And a lot of people have come and, they love it. It's Philly, the Washington championship game, we were tailgating with a lot of Washington. Everybody was having a good, you're going to have that 1% everywhere, it's
Right,
and that's going to get embellished on Twitter, social media, and they're going to blow it out of proportion. Like Philadelphia's the worst place, come on. People that are smart, they know that.
Right. Absolutely, man. It's everywhere. You get your bad fans and you get your good fans, and if you go around the whole tailgating area, like you said, everybody's having a good time. I went to the Winter Classic, the Bruins Canadians game, and we tailgated outside Gillette Stadium. And Canadians fans are a good time, man. You would think like it's definitely a misconception for sure. The fan base is not getting along. There's always a couple of idiots that ruin it, but
they want to highlight. They want to get attention to themselves. I mean, I know. I'll tell you the best tailgate that I've been is when the Giants play. The Giants tailgate by far the best tailgate. Blows. I hate that it blows the anything in Philadelphia. Why? I mean, they have the best tailgaters. I mean, it's great. Food's great. I mean, I've been to several games, at MetLife Stadium. See the Giants, Eagles. So it's fun. Giant fans are different than Jet fans. Jet fans are a little, it's different type of crowd. Jet fans are tough. You'll get it if you're wearing an Eagles shirt, but it's just good fun. It's just ribbon. That's what you're gonna get. You're not going to church or synagogue, like I said, anywhere. So don't expect it to be.
Nice. All right. So how do you feel about the Eagles in 2025 this year? Do you think they have a chance to run it back?
No way.
No way.
Look. I was at that game against the Rams. I mean, we were lucky to beat the Rams. I was hoping they would lose earlier so they could, really, address what needs to be addressed. I mean, I think we got the best owner in sports, Jeffrey Lurie. He's not a flashy guy, but he's very, smart behind the scenes. He's a smart guy. And they got Roseman, and believe me, they're not going to they're not going to turn it around this year. It's just not going to happen. It's too late. Basically, they didn't, made a mistake with the coordinator. They figured they gave Sirianni because they won the Super Bowl, rightfully so. He got, they let him, pick his guy. I mean, it's going to happen. But he was a lame duck coach last year. People don't remember. I mean, here's a guy that went to, was successful early. He went in the last season without a contract extension. I mean, he was, they handpicked his coordinators, and they got to the Super, and they really, Barkley carried the team last year and the defense. I mean, after the first game, like I was telling you, against Green Bay and Brazil, I mean, you thought the Eagles, you thought it was going to be like a pinball machine score for fantasy Eagles, but then Fangio fixed the defense, and we relied on a once in a lifetime season by Barkley, who carried us basically in the playoffs too.
Right.
I mean, I was shaking that Rams game last year. Lucky, I thought we were going to lose the game, and I think the snow helped us there, because you look at the first half and the second half. I was at that game. I mean, if the conditions didn't change, I think they would have. Rams could have made it all the way back. But Barkley, even after Barkley hit that home run, I mean, they still, we couldn't move the ball. I mean, otherwise, the home run was really what we relied on last year. One guy. This year it's not going to turn around. We beat the Raiders last week. Big deal. I mean, still Barkley with 3.5 yards to carry. Come on, that's the Raiders. That might be the worst team that I've seen. Even all the bad Cleveland Jet teams for a long time. So we'll see. I don't think they. Maybe I don't think they can't fix the running game. They can't get, they're not going to win if, Barkley gets 25 carries, 70 yards, it's your 60, whatever. It's not going to happen. So I think team I would look out for is the Rams. I think the Rams, it's the Rams this year. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm honest. I don't see us. I think we'll win the first round, but that's who knows? Maybe the second, but I don't see this turning around. We'll see. Maybe we'll see. That Buffalo, maybe that Buffalo game in 2 weeks. We'll see when they go to Buffalo what they can do. But they haven't done it yet. It's I don't know.
Any thoughts on the locker room situation with the wide receivers and
I think that's overblown. I think that's. Yeah. Let me look. Hurts. He can't read he's got his limitations. I mean, if you show me a box score, like, when I first went to the financial business, guy who hired me says, look, anything I could, what's most important in the financial business is the Fed rate. He said I could be on an island for 5 years, come back, show me what the Fed rate is. I can tell you what's going on. I look at a box score with the Eagles. If Hurts can effectively run the ball, yeah, then they have a chance. But he's not they're not they didn't run the RPOs at all. They tried to run the same boring offense last year. Those plays don't work. It's not a sophisticated passing game. It's tough. You got to do that in training camp to turn this around. Hurts, he can't, his problem is Brown's pissed off because you can see it at the games. I don't get the coach's tape, but Hurts is the one, if he's looking left and that's his, and AJ's on the right side, he's never looking to the right, but AJ can be open. He just doesn't. That's just something it hasn't changed and it will not change. He's not a pocket, you gotta. So I don't think they can make these changes that are necessary. That's going to, unless miraculously we get a running game again. And losing Becton was a big part of it. Lane Johnson, then you got that whole side. It's different right now. He might come back. Yeah. So I don't think it's going to happen. And but we'll see. It's still, they got a chance. I'm not giving that all hope, but I'm not going to be crushed if they don't win this year. Because I expect it. Rams, I could see the Rams. And I think McVay's the best coach in football. No question.
He is good. Absolutely.
No questions asked.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Mike. So we made it through the fantasy background interview. We're gonna go ahead and bring Joey on now, and we'll get on with the fantasy football discussion.
Great, bring that boy on. He's a great guy, Joey.
There he is. What's up, Joe?
Man,
that was a good interview. I enjoyed listening.
You know what? If you said, I feel good that you said so. Coming from you, it means a lot. Coming from Joe, I don't know, but now, kidding you. We had fun.
That's what it's all about, man.
We're gonna have fun.
So we got Bob Hope. He pops in here all the time and asks us questions. He's got a start-sit question. He wants to know DeAndre Swift or Omarion Hampton. Thanks. We'll go to Joey, since he's been sitting in silence backstage for 45 minutes. We'll let you answer this one first. What are your thoughts here? We got.
I'm probably going to go with Swift. I like Hampton, but he's still ramping up. But there's no Micah Parsons on the other side of the defense. So, not that there's still pretty good defense in Green Bay, but no Micah Parsons. I think I go Swift.
Yeah, last week it was. It looked like Swift. The Manon guy just. Where was he? I mean, it just was a Swift show. I think they probably, it's a big game. They'll probably stay with him. I mean, more so. He was successful. He's a veteran. I mean, it's a big game for the Bears. So I would lean Swift too. And Hampton, there's still that Vidal's still around.
And they're in Dallas, and Dallas's run defense in the last few weeks has been much better than earlier this year. They're actually, I believe, they're inside the top 5 in the last few weeks. So against the running back. So yeah, I'm with you guys. I agree with that.
I mean, it's not a big. It's it's a I swear it's not like it's just a lopsided one way or the other. But I would lean Swift.
There we go. All right, guys.
And like I said, Michael Parsons changes everything on the defensive side too. He's out now, so that might help him a little bit.
Help him. It probably helps. Hurts Green Bay morale wise. I mean, you got to bounce back from a guy he's tough to replace, and they took a blow there. It can happen to any team, but it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for football, really.
Parkinson or Strange, you got one. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the reason why I say that, while y'all was doing the interview, I seen this, and I didn't realize this. I know we've been talking about him, but Kobe Parkinson's a tight end 4 over the last 6 weeks with 6 touchdowns. I didn't realize. I mean, I know he'd been playing.
Yeah, he had 6 touchdowns in the last 6 weeks, I believe, right?
And with Devontae Adams probably not going on Thursday night at Seattle, they give up a lot to the tight end too. So
they do.
He looks for him in the end zone. I mean, you can, it's Parkinson getting a touchdown. It's going to be no surprise. So I totally agree. And now you got in Jacksonville, you got the 3 wide receiver. Washington. They're all 100%. I mean, Strange is a good player, but it's with ETN running the ball effectively. And I don't. They're trying to. Against Denver, they're probably going to have to want to get that running game cooking, really. So, I definitely Parkinson's going to be a main target of Stafford this Thursday, a couple of days from now.
Well, there you go, Bob Hope. 1, 2, 3. Appreciate you tuning in and asking the questions. Michael, I'm going to ask you. Since you got 6 teams in the shootout, I know you're still setting lineup. So why don't you go over, if you want to go over a couple of your lineup decisions? You got any tough lineup decisions you got to make this week? And maybe you want to talk it out right here live with me and Joey. Let us know, man.
I mean, this week, the only one I don't know if it's going to be tough, but the team, probably my best team doing right now, and probably the best team doing the regular season in terms of point wise, is my team that it's funny. I was looking couldn't get CeeDee Lamb. I think I tried to, one time I got I had to go to get the second pick in the last draft, and I got the second. Because I couldn't get it with the 4th pick of one. It was, some guy they took Lamb over, I think, Bijan. I mean, I got a consolation, I guess, with the Gibbs. It wasn't bad, but I wanted to get Lamb, and I got it, second, and I took Brown, AJ Brown, and then I came back with Trevian Henderson. Then I got Pickens, Devontae Smith, and then I got my first share of Rice. And Dak's my quarterback, and that team's done real well. And my, the starters have been, obviously, I got, Trevian and ETN. I also got, it's the running backs. And, after they had their games, I was kind of licking my chops going into that Sunday night game. But, because Pickens, I start Pickens, Lamb, Brown, and Rice. And this week, I'm probably not going to start Rice. I'm going to have to be different. I got Devonta Smith, and I do got Franklin, and I'll make it. If whatchamacallit doesn't play,
Brian,
if he's out, if he doesn't play, I mean, it's Franklin's played well, and it's one less. And I don't think Humphrey's he's been he's a guy. And he was effective last week, but Franklin's, what he catch 6 for 6, 6 targets, 6 balls. He got, it's like the way he's playing. Might lean in, it depends. I mean, I'm not going to start Rice. You can put it that way. I'm trying to, I'm not trying. I'm playing upside. I think, and also the Eagle in the Reds in the Commanders game. I think I don't know about the Eagles. I mean, the Raiders is one thing. I mean, I think Washington is going to be their Super Bowl. I don't think the Eagles are, they're vulnerable against anything. They come out early, and they, with McCorn, it's Mariota looking for a little, it's then basically Eagles struggle early. They're going to have to pass the ball, and that's the Eagles could have effect if they pass. They might have to pass. Much, we'll see. It's a possibility. I mean, there's games where when they were behind the Minnesota game, and there's one other game that both that's Hurts' own, only really effective passing game, and both Brown and Smith. They're like I said, you say about the Walker. It's not AJ Brown. AJ Brown is. Sometimes they say he gives up on a route because he knows the ball's not going to be. It's 99% of the time it's not going to be thrown to him. It should be because the guy's not looking at him. They got the talents there, so we'll see. And then now he knows he has to go to him. Basically,
AJ Brown's looked phenomenal the last couple of weeks, the last 2-3 weeks.
AJ Brown is not. The people were saying he didn't lose a step, man.
No, he's still elite, 100%.
He's there's one guy would take over, made two guys now. Of course, Chase is best, player in the league, and maybe Puka. I take Brown over the, Brown, but Brown wasn't, I take him over Lamb. He's just
as an NFL player.
Wide receiver you're talking. I mean, look, people don't understand that, Jalen Hurts might be he's probably the fourth best player on the team at his position. Brown's a better wide receiver than he is a quarterback. Barkley's certainly a better running back. And I think Carter's better, at his position than it's debatable. He's the fourth best player on the team. If there's anybody, people Philly will argue with you. They'll argue, they won't agree with you. That's God's honest truth. Tell it like it is.
Right.
We'll see. If they have to pass the ball, Washington's defense is not that great. I mean, it's a good spot for her. It's a good spot for them. So we'll see. But I don't think Rice. I think that's a dead team. It's Minshew at quarter. I think it's 30. What's the over under is 37. Rice. They're not. They might. Who knows what that team's going to come out with? They got to be dead. I mean, I don't know. Lose that. They could even lose that game because they've never been in this situation. How did they get up going to the Titans? I mean, come on.
Travis Kelce had 4 catches to Rashee Rice's 1. After Mahomes got hurt, so that's another thing to it could be Travis Kelce getting more targets than Rashee Rice, so that's a concern.
I wouldn't want to have Kansas City. I mean, it's
a concern for Rashee Rice.
League, it's but they didn't have it. It ran out. I mean, it seems like Andy. What's happening with Reed is what happened late in Phil. He's a good coach, but sure. I mean, difference in Kansas City than in Philly. Was he had Patrick Mahomes, and he had Tyreek Hill and Kelce, in terms. Well, one year when Reed was given a wide receiver, Owens, what would happen? And we almost, like I said, I couldn't believe Owens played in that Super Bowl. I said, couldn't believe. I mean, and he caught 5-7 balls for 125 yards. I mean, that was if he was 100%. I mean, he was. Who would have known? But that's. Andy's stubborn. He's not going to change, and it's coming out. Patrick couldn't, whirl his magic. So I don't think Rice. I could be wrong, and I'll take that shot. I don't think that the over under tells me. I mean, it's going to be. I don't. Kansas City probably just going through the motions. I mean, they got to be so demoralized. I mean, after you're not making the playoffs, they're not used to that. I mean, how are they going to get up for this game? Especially Rice. I mean, do you want to go? What's the use? You don't want to like to see him get injured late in the season.
Right, right.
Uses, who knows what they do? I don't trust it. I'll take my chances with the guy. Franklin could bust it open, and maybe Smith. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to. I'll wait. I'm not starting Rice this week.
No, I like it. It makes you a little different too. There's some of the teams out there could be relying on Rashee Rice. Maybe they don't have another option like you do,
right?
With Devonta Smith and Troy Franklin there, and you're getting a little different. So
I'm not moving off. I'm not moving off the Dallas stack. I do have Brissett. I'm not moving off that because that's just stupid. I'm not trying to lever. I'm going to ride. Somebody I think mentioned about Pickens and unsure that is he just taking it off because he's free agency, what have you. No, he's going to play this way. He's not going to 3 big games. He doesn't want that. They just whatever. And maybe the coverage they were looking to shut him down the last couple of weeks. That's blown out of proportion. There's no way I'm sitting Lamb, Pickens, and Dak, or I'll ride and die with that. I just
they still got slim hope for the division. They want to play, and they can't.
They're at home. They're not going to show up. I mean, in terms. I don't really believe what you hear. I'm not going to. There's no way I'm sitting him. And then he comes out with a monster. Dak comes out with 3. I think I told you. I think that they play a good game. I think Cowboys are a bad team under pressure. They had to win that. Early in the season they couldn't win. Sure, they started winning when it was. Sure, it's like I told you when I'm playing golf. If I'm, shooting playing a match and I get beat, early, all of a sudden I come in strong the last when it's nothing on the table, the pressure's not on. That seems to be Dallas. Look, it's true. Yeah. They got no pressure this week. They're still at home. They'll come in. They'll probably have a good offensive game. That's the way they do things in Dallas. Look, the proof's in the, they're a good player. I think Dak's, but I don't think they have the defense is, not what it's showing its true colors. It didn't, basically they put a little streak together, but like I said, there was no pressure after what they did the first several games of the year. That tie against Green Bay really hurt them.
It did.
That's just, it's.
Steve was just popped on and then he popped off, so I don't know what's up. Up there he is. We'll bring him back on. We'll bring him on. I know Mike, you wanted to meet Steve, so here he is, man. What's up, Steve? How's your evening going?
Yo.
Steve, meet Michael.
Yeah, you got him on.
Oh,
what are you doing to the man?
No, that was him. He jumped off. I don't know. Maybe he's having issues on his end with the audio or something. Sometimes you gotta leave the studio, come back in.
I've heard of you guys. I think I've seen you on a live stream. Yeah, he's a knowledgeable guy. He's in New York. He's a cool dude. Seems that he's got a lot of good insights.
Steve knows what he's doing. He's been making content for a lot longer than I have. I know that. There he is. He's back.
Yeah, my bad. My daughter must have came here and unplugged my headphones. I didn't realize. I figure I matched the Scullies with you guys too. I see you guys wearing the winter hats. So I
figured Joe's always wearing one, and it's freezing here in Philly, so.
Yeah, well, it's cold here in Florida in the morning. It's like 45, but then it's still pretty cold, like in the 60s. But
it's about 22 degrees right now. It's about 22 down there.
I'm soft to the cold. I'm like a little girl in the cold now, though. It's terrible.
It definitely gets worse as you get older. You tolerate it less for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
nice to finally meet you, Mike. I saw you on the show last week. That was good stuff.
Yeah, and I see. I tell people a lot of the NFFC guys in New York. I said people, I told them earlier. Anybody tells me, I don't like people from New York. That time they're not for me.
Yeah,
or a lot of big cities, guy. That's I love I have a lot of my good friends that are like Ranger fans or Yankee fans. College, went. My roommates were from New York. I love New York. Love New York people. They're it's.
Well, I'm from North Jersey, but
North Jersey, same similar.
Yeah,
North Jersey too. It's it's.
Yeah.
You sound like
it's close.
New York. It's cool.
Yeah.
You got that vibe.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, it's my. It's.
Yeah, I like Phil. My brother's girlfriend's a huge Philly fan. She grew up in South Jersey, so she's obsessed with the Eagles, Phillies. We go to Ocean City in the summer, and that just Philly fans everywhere. A lot of
great Ocean City and right near it down next to That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome, especially for the kids too. It's great.
That's what it's made up for. Yeah, the kids. I mean, it's beautiful there.
Yeah, 100%.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try to go back every year until basically until they're older, because we like coming back to Jersey and see all my friends and stuff and family and stuff like that. So.
What part of North Jersey you from?
All over Bergen, Morris County mostly. Yeah, Hackensack, Elmwood Park, Butler, kind of all over the place.
Right. Good area.
Yeah.
Nice. So we were just going over one of Mike's starting lineups. He's decided he's going to sit Rashee Rice. He's got other options, get a little different. I think it pays. I think it's a good call. I think it pays off. Actually,
I was excited. I mean, I had the early game. I had this team I fell into. I had ETN and I had Henderson, and I had the Bears defense and and I was licking my chops for that. AJ Brown pulled off one touchdown, so he wasn't. It was okay. It was 12 points. And then I'm looking forward to the Sunday night game with Dak, Pickens, and Lamb to really go make a move. And they stole. But I think by having Henderson and ETN, basically, I think I'm like 138th place. You're still in striking distance. I mean, I think the first round in the playoffs is like the Masters. I look at it, you'll see a lot of guys up, you won't see, and then you get the second, third round, it gets, then things tighten up, and then anything can happen. You get Sunday, the last week, it's like the back nine of the Masters. You don't know what things could turn on that last week, and anything can happen.
Yeah, a lot of people had 200-point weeks. I mean, it was a high scoring week this week, and
man, it
wasn't me though. I didn't have any in the NFC. I had one in the FFWC, but not in the NFC. So I don't know. I'm just hoping for a miracle. I'm gonna have to go back to back 200 somehow. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but
you got to hope those 200 some plus teams has 130 week or to balance it back out. That's the difference.
Joe and I had a horrible week. We had like one of the lowest scores.
Yeah, we didn't even crack 100. I don't think.
We were terrible. Yeah. Mahomes is out for the year, and London's out. We drafted Neighbors, but Breece Hall didn't do anything. It was just a bad week. I'm just gonna close the door. My kids open the door. They're running around like maniac. We'll be right back.
Just trying.
You got to approach these shootouts too, guys. Sort of like a DFS, sort of.
It's got a little bit of a feel, a little bit of that feel.
It's like DFS ownership, Now some people, based on no waivers.
So I'm three.
Like you said earlier, may be stuck with Rashee Rice, but if you got other options.
Look in the overall. I mean, 379's leading right now. I'm at 320. That
all
team right. Look, like I said, I don't. I think if the Dallas stack works this week, I mean, I think a lot of people, aren't ahead of me probably with that Dallas stack. I mean, with ETN and Henderson, do they, that combo, plus I got a, little bump with the Bears defense and the use, and, it was there basically. So we'll see how things turn around. I mean, if Pitts goes back with another whatever 40, the same guys.
Unbelievable with Pitts. I can't take it. Him and Trevor Lawrence going up for 100 points. I can't stand it.
Man, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I had to start.
He goes up against the Jets for 6 touchdowns. And then the Jets fire their coordinator. It's just, it's just a hot mess.
I mean, you look at week 15, Joe Burrow, Bengals go goose egg, shut out in a favorable matchup.
Unbelievable.
Kirk Cousins looked good. Trevor Lawrence, Pitts, career days. And Jason Myers beat the Colts by himself.
Jason Myers. Unbelievable. Jason Myers, yeah.
And the Bears D was the number one defense for the week, I believe.
I think I've seen that in a long time. Maybe Pittsburgh with the, where you didn't, you want no touchdowns out of Seattle. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, that hurt the JS. I mean, JSN still scored 18 points. I have them almost everywhere, but he underperformed.
Talking about Lawrence, I was back when Lawrence played that game in London. I mean, he looked like the worst. I mean, you looked at that guy was how bad was he? And this, and now they're going to could win a division. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen Lawrence play this good since that playoff game when he had that horrible first half, but then he came back in the second half and he beat the Chargers.
He was so bad in London. How does this team?
I think Cohen's starting to turn things around. They picked up Jacoby Myers. Brian Thomas is starting to get his head out of his ass a little bit. So, they got weapons. He's a good coach, Cohen. So it's really helping Lawrence. Like everybody's saying, he's got his confidence back. It's kind of true. He's throwing it deep and, he's taking chances. But, how long is it going to last for? We'll see. This is obviously a huge test. They really haven't played anybody the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we'll see what they do.
They're playing Denver this week, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying they think Vegas thinks they're going to score points with the 45.5 over and under. I mean, they don't think Denver's, they're saying they're not stupid. So they think Jacksonville probably can move the ball. So
I like Joey's thoughts on that game. It depends on what Bo Nix you're going to get. If Bo Nix and Denver are moving the ball up and down the field like they did this past week, then that game is probably going to be a shootout, and Jacksonville will probably put up some fantasy points. Trevor Lawrence will have another decent week, I think. Just by default, keeping pace, garbage points, whatever you want to call it. Cortland Sutton. It's good to see he's been back in the mix the last couple of weeks. He fell off for a couple of weeks there where people were starting to get worried about him a little bit. I did see RJ Harvey. I know it's early in the week and it's but I did see that he was hit with the questionable tag today, so I don't know what's driving. Rib injury, yeah. So could be a kind of a tough spot for Denver. So, it wouldn't surprise me if Jacksonville offense found a way to move the ball against Denver this week.
I'm not surprised at anything with Jacksonville. I mean, they come like I said, after that London game, I was like, geez, man, this North, he's brutal. But he turned it around. And kudos to the coach.
Same thing with the Denver offense, man. Remember that Denver New York Jets game on the Sunday morning?
13-11.
That was one of the worst football games I ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, I remember that game. Oh, that was brutal.
and
that game was in London, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that same Denver team, putting up 40 points, other weeks. It's the weirdest thing ever. And then, you get Trevor Lawrence just lighting up the Jets defense. So it's kind of weird. It makes no sense. But
the NFL is a lot of parity. I mean, none of these teams it's like anybody can kind of beat anybody. Obviously, there's a couple teams that you give the edge to, but Nick's he got hot towards the end of last year too. So it seems like he's doing the same thing. I mean, he made some really good throws last week.
Oh yeah,
especially that fourth down throw. He hit Sutton on the left side of the field. I mean, that was a money throw, and he kind of does that. He kind of finishes games strong. He kind of struggles, and then he's finishing strong right now. So maybe they got it together. We'll see.
I like Knicks. I have been a Knicks fan, but he'll drive you crazy. I mean, it's almost like they play down to the competition, don't they? I mean, basically, just these games. It's like I don't know. They play good, they play bad, and
they barely beat the Commanders. Remember?
Yeah.
They barely, and that was a bad. How they only barely beat him was.
Yeah. But, they keep winning. That's what it is. You just keep winning and you stack up wins and you get into the playoffs and you get hot at the right time. And
so I got a start-sit question for all you guys. It involves a quarterback, Bo Nix. I have him in there right now currently. My choices are Bo Nix, at home against Jacksonville, Bryce Young at home against Tampa Bay, and Jackson Dart at home against Minnesota. Now, last week I went with Jackson Dart. Obviously that was the wrong decision. Bo Nix was the QB2 on the week. I believe he dropped 40.1 points in the NFFC, scoring 6-point passing touchdowns. What do you guys think this week? I mean, I do have Jalen Coker and I also have Cortland Sutton, so the stacks are there either way. What do you think, Mike? I'll go to you first.
I would go Knicks. I mean, I can't Young. He comes. How many great games does he have? He could come out and pull a rabbit out of that, but typically they're a running team, and he hasn't been effective really. What do you have? He's had one monster game.
Is week 11 against Atlanta? He had a 42.3.
Yeah, that was.
And then week 13 against the Rams, he had a 30.6. He threw for 206 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Rams.
But a lot of they can get off running the ball. Where's this team at? I mean, look, that's part of it too. I mean, do you need something where you take a shot with him and Coker? I mean, that's a possibility. Yeah,
I'm flexing Coker right now. I have
if you want to basically try to leverage that. I mean, I think Knicks is. I would go Knicks probably 8 out of 10 times.
Yeah, I'm leaning Knicks.
I'm right. I mean, depends. Like I said, a lot of these times you gotta take a chance because that's what you got. You got to play to win. And you got to do something like Josie. You got to be maybe that hits, then maybe you can make a big move. Basically, I mean, we're it's not going to be there. Depends how many points back you are. I mean, are you? I mean, where are you at? Where are you at so far? The overall
on this team, I think it's like 400 something, but points wise, it's not mathematical. I don't think it's mathematical.
Are you still playing for your league too, or is that done?
This is I am playing for first place in this. Yeah. There's a 3-week battle.
What's your score with that guy? What's the score?
I'm in the lead. I am in the lead.
Let's be honest. I mean, you gotta. My guess. I would go Knicks. I mean, I think he's still. I think they're going to have I think he's going to be able to move the ball pretty good against Jacksonville.
166.7 to 160.
Who's he got? What's that? Your opponent got?
He's got a good team too. He's got Jalen Hurts, Christian McCaffrey, Chase Brown, Puka Nacua, Mike Evans, DK Metcalf, Isaiah Likely, Javonte Williams, Lions kicker, and Commanders D. I don't know if that's.
I mean, I'm looking at the Jags who they played at quarterback. They played Cam Ward, they played Riley Leonard, and they played Brady Cook the past 3 weeks. And then Daniel Jones got hurt against them too. So Brissett threw for 317. Mills had 292, 2 touchdowns. Geno had 284, 4 touchdowns. Stafford threw for 5. I think the only problem with Dart is like he could get knocked out of the game.
That's
freaking first half because he's insane. Didn't he have a concussion check again last week?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he's probably a safe 20 points though. I mean, with his rushing, I mean, he'll probably give you 20. Minnesota's kind of tough against quarterbacks, but
I want upside. I'm not looking for safety on this.
I mean, Dart still has upside too, but Knicks is kind of like, he could give you a shit game.
You're rolling with momentum. Look, Jacksonville's going to be they're going to be affected by the altitude too. I mean, that's going to help. That helps that Denver team basically. That gives them a little. It's not maybe a huge edge, but it gives them an edge. Knicks is coming off a 40-point game where he got hot at the end, 23 and a third. I would ride the hot hand there with Sutton. I mean, that Young, he's just, what they go. I mean,
I'm gonna say this.
you're
I like Nick's,
next.
but I'll ask the same question. If I know that I was getting a good Baker Mayfield with Evans and Ibuka, I might well go Young just because they're 31st against the pass, according to DraftKings.
Tampa Bay, right?
Yeah, their defense
Yeah.
stinks, Tampa Bay. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you can trust Bryce Young though. That's those other two quarterbacks are just so much better. I mean, Bryce Young definitely has the best matchup for sure.
And like I said, you don't know what kind of Baker Mayfield we're going to get too. I mean, he's not been playing the best lately. Evans helps him, but it is a legit question you're asking, though. I mean,
agree.
if you really sit and think about it. I mean, I like Steve. I mean, Dart, he's almost like two in the NFC.
And I have Coker and Cortland Sutton, so they're both correlate. The quarterbacks are correlated and stacked.
And the thing of it is, you're not going to lose this week. I mean, you still got one more week to go. So I mean, I've got the same decision. I'll ask you guys on a team: it's Jordan Love or Bo Nix.
Shout out to James SEO in the chat. He says it's hard to run on Seattle. Denver will have to depend on Bo's arm. That's I thought that too. If you're going to beat Seattle, it's through the air. I mean, Jacksonville, it's through the air. No, now I'm confused.
They're playing.
They're playing Jacksonville, not Seattle.
Yeah.
The Jags aren't really that tough against quarterbacks. 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't think their defense is anything special.
And it's and
they are tough against the run though. So maybe he meant maybe he meant Jacksonville. They are fit.
Yeah, he did. He just said, "Pardon me, sorry." Yeah. I mean, the rest of the team is stacked. I thought that this was my best team throughout the year. My highest ranked team at once the shootout started. Of the four teams, I mean, outside of the team that me and Steve shared, this team scored the least, but they still scored 166. So I mean, it wasn't like it was a terrible week. I do think yeah.
But in the shootout, you need like those 200, like 180, 190.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have Jonathan Taylor, Ashton Genty, JSN, Jamison Williams, Cortland Sutton, and Hunter Henry at tight end, and Jalen Coker in the flex right now.
You just got to hit the nuts. You got to get those 2-3 touchdown games for like a couple players, and
I mean, if I would say,
you got kickers and defense have to go off too. I mean, that helps. Obviously.
Yeah. I have the Seahawks kicker, and I got the Eagles D. So I mean, against Washington, I kind of like that. I don't think it's a terrible matchup.
Solid.
No, that's fine.
That's solid.
And Denver is still in the running for the number 1 seed too. So they may put it, Bo Nix may have it on his shoulders. I like Bo Nix.
I mean, I do with and what you guys saw. I mean, I do. If you were saying, look, we got to pull real, we're coming a big, we're coming away from behind. It was the last week. Then I would say, you know what?
194.
Just roll the dice with Young and just hope he hits, and most of it goes with Coker. But I think you got it. Nix is coming off a good game. They're going to have momentum coming in there. Like I said, I've been to. It's not it's altitude is it does come into play. We'll see what Lawrence. I'll be impressed if Lawrence comes out with a win here. That'll show me something really.
I made a mistake. This team is 194th overall, not 400 something.
Well, yeah, even better. Yeah. So I would
do a good check.
That's a nice,
Yeah, so it's a big decision. I want to, I need to be scraping up as many points as I can with this team, but that's the I wasn't really considering that. It was between Young and Nix.
It seems right on Dart. I mean, you can't trust a guy getting it.
These are meaningful games for both teams.
Dart gets hurt.
And Jacksonville and Carolina and Tampa. They're both playing real meaningful games. Both teams. It's not like one team is got an important game.
Sometimes it's not good that way. Like I mentioned earlier, I think Dallas. I just think Dallas. The game meant something to. When the games mean something, they just go away. And then they made that run with the game. They were like playing. Nothing really to lose. They got momentum into that Minnesota game. There's no way they should have lost that game, and they just. I don't know. They just come up small, and now I think that this is the difference. They got nothing. They'll be loose because they're done. Basically, there's be a miracle, for them to make the playoffs. So that's when they'll shine. So sometimes you don't want those games to be. Look at Arizona every week. Their defense can't stop anybody. The guy's going to put up. You get percent. I felt bad last week. I started. I don't kick myself. But I started Burrow over Brissett after, who would.
Well, you can't blame yourself for that.
No, I don't blame myself. But I'm saying that. That's what happens. Brissett,
oh, yeah.
The guy's consistent as can be. I mean, it's.
Yeah. I mean, he's playing good. I mean, a lot of it's garbage time, but he's still putting up some points like in the first half, too.
Every week, the defense can't stop anybody. He's
just throwing so much. It's just like
Joey said. Who would have thought they were going to do that against Houston of all teams?
Yeah, they arguably scored the more points against Houston in Houston than any other team did all year. I think.
He finished in top 12. If he did, he's the first quarterback they've had in top 12.
Yeah.
Finishes of what QB.
And like you said, Steve, is all garbage points, but garbage points count the same way as earned points.
That's fancy.
but some of it's even like in the first half, like they'll be down like 23-3, and then he'll throw a touchdown in the first half and get it. Like he's doing some of the work in the first half. He's got McBride, who's like the best tight end in the league right now, and then Michael Wilson. Like this guy, like you throw a 50-50 ball to him, he comes down with it like almost every time. So he's legit.
Yeah.
So he's got some good weapons there, and then he throws to the backs, a lot, and he just gets the ball out, and his protection is pretty good. So, and they're down like every single game, so it's freaking perfect fantasy scenario.
It shows you sometimes how good are these. What are these coaches thinking? Does it take a Marvin Harrison to injury to This guy should have been viable even with Marvin. They could have had what the offense will look like.
Well, I think you blame Kyle Murray for that. Like he held a lot of these guys back. I mean, that's pretty
true.
evident.
You're right about that.
I mean, look at Trey McBride. He's got 10 touchdowns, and everybody was making fun of him, saying he hasn't scored any touchdowns his whole career, going back to like Pee Wee football. And then he gets Jacoby Brissett, and he's got 10 touchdowns. So and then Michael Wilson. Yeah, I mean, I always kind of liked him. But like he didn't do anything for 3 years, then he comes out of nowhere. And
Yeah. Which now, you got to go back and think that whole offense changed after Connor went out, after he got hurt.
Too, yeah. Their identity changed. Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, and then Benson got hurt. They had no running back. Yeah, exactly. You're right. They had to throw the ball 40 times a game.
That's right. He broke a pass attempt record during the year, right? Yeah.
I like when the games.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame because of that. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most completions in one game. I think it was
49.
Yes, something crazy.
I like when teams don't have anything to play in these playoff games. To be honest with you, you get I think that if London's going to come back this week, right? That'll be. It's teams, that could be a real shootout. With not much defense going on there, and nice,
But I mean,
no playoff implications. These guys are going to be loose. Sometimes these games they get tight, and the offense that you don't get those high scoring games like you would in maybe early in the regular season when there's really it's still still things are new. Starting off, the records. It's.
Yeah.
Now
I mean, Bryce Young is kind of intriguing because the Bucks now with all these weapons back, they're going to score, and their defense is, not that good. So I mean, he could put up 25, 30 points too. It's close between all three of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
You got good options with all those guys.
Yeah.
It's amazing one of those teams is going to make Does Atlanta still have it? Atlanta doesn't have a shot, do they?
No,
I think they do. I think they do, don't they? I think they have like an out. I think they might have an outside check. Obviously, they need everything to happen, but I think there's technically still might be.
Yeah, I mean, they're 5-9, 7-7. I mean, yeah, technically, they a lot has to go right for them.
Plus, Cousins gonna go all out, man. He wants to. He thinks it could happen, so he's gonna be going all out. Cousins.
Yeah, I mean, he back this week.
Keep him. He's probably time to take that job week 1 next year. Who knows when Penix is going to be back? I mean, I don't know if they'll go a different direction or not. I don't know. But
I don't know, man. Penix is he's so fragile. It's just
he is.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if the Falcons get London back this week. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, it said they're pretty optimistic about him playing this week, so. That brings me. I mean, obviously, if
Kyle Pitts, I hope he comes back.
Yeah, right. It's obviously,
if with London there, I don't know if that's going to happen.
If London's active, we're playing them, right? There's no question.
100%.
Yeah,
dude, I'm in the super, and I had to throw out Romeo Dobbs and Christian Watson in the last 2 weeks because London's been out and Wilson's been out, so I had to throw out Romeo Dobbs. It's been terrible. They give me nothing. I have no other receivers. Quentin Johnson's hurt. Pat Bryant's hurt. No options.
I know our team would have been right there, man, if we didn't lose London. We lost London, Neighbors, and now Mahomes, man. With that team, we got the injury bug bad all year.
Yeah, I mean, it's the injuries. It's
you got to be healthy. You got to be healthy, or you find the right replacements. That's all.
Yeah, and you just
team's got to be pointed in the right direction for sure. There's one player I want to mention. I feel like nobody's talking about him. I think he's up. I'm considering flexing him on one lineup. I have to bring that lineup back up, but in a minute. But Rashid Shaheed. What are your thoughts on Rashid Shaheed?
I'm pissed. Let me tell you why I'm pissed off. Because I played my first ever league where I joined when I was 15, auction keeper, and I was in the playoffs this week, and I picked up Shaheed this week. Somebody dropped him, and I loved Shaheed. He was my most owned receiver. I've always loved him. And I was contemplating him or Jaden Higgins, and Jaden Higgins gave me 0.9, and that lost me the game. I lost by 3. If I would have started Shaheed, I would have won the game. But Shaheed, the last 2 weeks, he's getting back in the mix. So I think I'm in on Shaheed now. I feel like he's a viable option. He's been there. I thought it would happen earlier because he played with Kubiak with the Saints.
Right.
But it took a little while longer than expected. But I think it's getting going now. I mean, they realize they got to get him going. So I like him.
Would you start him over Wan'Dale Robinson this week?
Who's the Giants got?
Minnesota
Vikings. Wan'Dale's tough because what did Wan'Dale do last week? I don't own Wan'Dale anywhere, and I always liked Wan'Dale Robinson too. I liked him a lot.
Wan'Dale did 5 for 54 and a touchdown last week for 16.4 points against Washington.
Yeah, that's a good matchup, but he's tough to bench because he's just gonna get fed the ball. So
right.
I was hoping he's doing good because I kept telling you I said put him in the lineup, Joe, last week.
I mean, Shaheed has that capability of going nuts at any time.
I did have him in the lineup.
I know. That's what we was talking about toward lineups last week, and I said you have to go rock Wan'Dale.
How about Rashee Rice? Would you play him over Rashee Rice?
I might.
I think so. I don't know if I trust Minshew. I just don't know how that's going to look.
He's not going to. They don't get the big plays. Minshew. I don't think Minshew's.
They're playing the Titans, though. I mean, it's a good matchup, but the total's 37.5.
That's what I said. It's.
And I think the Chiefs' team total is only 20 too. I think I heard so.
I don't think the Chiefs get on the plane mentally. They're just. it's.
Yeah.
Maybe they try some new. Maybe they try to play. Some of the younger guys, whatever. They're not going to spread. I don't know.
I'm with you. I think I'm with you, Mike.
Shaheed can give you that. He gives you that 70-yard touchdown, and then a couple, and boom, you're right there. That's what you need.
Going against the Rams too. They're playing for home field. That's an important game for both those teams.
The The Rams secondary is kind of leaky too.
It's leaky, and the run defense is much better this year. I mean,
But I mean, over Wandale is tough for me because Wandale is just so consistent. But he does have those big games in him for sure. Like he could explode at any time.
Right. Yeah. No, that's something I've been looking at. I'm thinking I'm going to play him this week in the shootout. There can't be too many teams that have Shaheed in the lineup.
Right. I agree. Yeah.
And everybody's going to have Wandale. You're in there, right?
And you're looking, you're looking to, maybe do, pull a 100, a 28, 30 point game out of him. Maybe, he could
23. I'd be happy with 23.
Yeah, but you get that one big play catch you there, basically.
They've let up 5 touchdowns the last 2 weeks to receivers and 300-yard receivers. Michael Wilson went for 142, Monron went for 164, and J-Mo went for 134.
Wow.
Thursday night game too. Yeah, I think I'm going to play him. I think I'll play him over Rice. I'm with you, Steve. I don't know if you can pull Wandale out. Now, if Marvin Harrison gets cleared, do we play Marvin Harrison over Wandale? Against Atlanta?
I don't know.
I might do that.
Michael Wilson's involvement and McBride gets fed the ball. I don't know.
But yeah, Harrison could just give a 3 for 38 or something like that. And if Michael Wilson, if they find a way to keep Michael Wilson involved while Marvin Harrison is active, they could end up kind of sabotaging each other a little bit, their ceiling at least. So good point, Joe. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to roll with J-Mo, Shaheed, and Wandale at wide receiver on this lineup. I got 3 good running backs, so I'm flexing a running back. I got Bijan, Brees, and DeAndre Swift. I don't see how.
It's a good team.
This team's in the mix too. This is inside the top 200 as well right now overall.
Yeah, it's right, and you're right there. So I mean, it's. If you're behind 40, 50, it's
like 68 or 70 points.
It could change in the one. It could change in a heartbeat.
That Thursday night hammer. Maybe Shaheed will be the Thursday night hammer this week.
Exactly. I like that.
Nice. So let me see. I think those were real. I think this might be the only and how about this? My 0 running back team. This was my New York draft, the team that missed first place by 1.15 points and missed second place by 0.25 points. But I did get into the shootout. No league prize. I got for running backs. I got Rico Dowdle and Kenneth Gainwell in there now.
Gainwell's great.
I like Gainwell.
Especially against the Lions, that's a good matchup for him.
I like Gainwell has been solid.
Yeah.
And looking at my bench, I have Brian Robinson, Devin Singletary, Aaron Jones, Monangai, and Tyrone Tracy. Now this week I'm Minnesota's a physical defense and they've been pretty solid against the run. So I'm thinking it's going to be a Singletary week, but I also don't think that Singletary is going to have any type of a spike week. Tyrone Tracy's looked pretty good in the last 2 weeks. I think that could be a true split there with Singletary getting more usage this week because of the matchup. So I'm not really looking to start any of the Giants running backs. It's really Aaron Jones against the Giants. That's a good matchup for Aaron Jones. Are we playing Aaron Jones over Rico Dowdle against Tampa Bay or, and Kenneth Gainwell, Detroit? Those are really
Gainwell's a lock. For
sure. Yeah.
I think Gainwell, obviously the Lions are tough against the run, but the fact that they're going to have to pass a lot and he'll be involved in the passing game. He might have 5-6 catches, again.
Yeah.
So really it's between Dowdle and Jones.
But if we talk game script, that shift, say Tampa gets a good lead, Hubbard going to be involved more in the passing game. They are good against the run, Tampa. So Just
I don't know.
depends on what type of game script you guys think. Like I said, that's what we play. These game scripts.
Right. At the same time, we haven't seen a spike week out of Aaron Jones all year. I think the highest point total he's given us is a 15. Let me just double check that real quick.
The Giants are pretty bad against running back.
15.9 against Baltimore, 15.7 against Chicago, and everything, and an 11.8 against Detroit. Everything else has been under 10 points for Aaron Jones. But like you said, the matchup is what's got me, what has me putting Aaron Jones in the mix here.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you got some close options there. And Jones that's a good matchup for him. Krosky Merritt has had
Yeah.
Right.
yards and a touchdown against them last week.
That's
Tracy, she's looked good. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say is I do have Rashee Rice in the lineup as well. I got Jamar Chase, Rashee Rice, Terry McLaurin, and Michael Wilson. I could move Michael Wilson into Rashee Rice's spot and then leave Dowdle and Gainwell and maybe slip Aaron Jones in for Rashee Rice. How do you guys feel about that? To go 3 running backs instead of 4 wide receivers. I don't know. It's tough. It's close.
Yeah, with Rice, I just don't see a lot of upside. But I mean, he could still finish with like 8-9 catches and a touchdown. I mean, he could have 100 yards, 9 catch. I mean, Minshew could just feed him all day long. I mean, it's quite possible.
That's one of those questions I brought up earlier. I said, well, maybe we'll shift away from Rice. But after I sit and think about it, maybe everybody goes away from Rice. And you play him, and he does this. And even for you, Michael.
And it's the Titans, too. Like, their defense is going to be shitty. Rice is probably going to be open in zones against them. And, he'll probably make some plays after the catch.
Yeah, so. I mean, I agree. But I think, like you said, Joe, there'll be a lot of teams don't have the options to go away from Rice.
They have to use
three, when you got to start 3 wide receivers, and it's I don't know.
Good point.
Well, to be fair, they went without Rice for 6 weeks. Maybe they, the teams that did draft properly.
I wonder how many Rice teams are in there. I mean, this team is my only Rice share. I took him in the 6th round after you saw what I had. Basically, it was.
Which basically you all can go in. I've not really looked at it, but I glanced at it. But usually in the NFLC forums, they have a breakdown of how many shares of each player.
Is in the shootout, yeah.
How do you figure that out? How can you see it? How do you bring it
on
up?
the NFLC forums, like the general discussion? You click on that, and then you'll go down there. Common players is a topic, and it have they might show 20 Rice. So you got 20 teams that may have Rice, for example.
Yeah, but you don't know how many of them are starting them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. You really kind of start to hone it after the results this week. Then it kind of gives you a real clear picture of what you have to do in the last week.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I believe that's pretty much the toughest lineup decisions I have so far. I mean,
I've got one. Who y'all like, Bo Nix or Jordan Love? Which Love put up 27, I think, against Chicago in Green Bay, but no, it's
47 total.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's the weather going to be there? We don't know yet. I'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
You never know. Chicago Sunday night or Saturday night.
That's Saturday night. Yeah.
That 47 total. You would think it's going to be, in terms of and it's not. I guess they feel, it's.
Is Watson playing? That's another question.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's if he's not playing, that kind of gives you an easy To me, an easy.
I mean,
I've got
if
Hicks in right now.
if they're not playing Denver last week, Watson probably has another touchdown or two.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
So,
I
but I
always,
mean, Chicago's got good corners and they're both healthy now. So
Yeah, they're getting healthier too. I've got
Yeah.
Knicks in right now.
yeah.
Nice. Steve, have you taken a look at the Thursday night game yet as far as picks and props at all?
No, I'm
Neither of
I'm still recovering from last week. But I lost in so all my home leagues basically. It was,
Did you
it was
really?
brutal. Yeah, almost all of them. Yeah, it was crazy. It was so brutal. I'm in 2 Yahoo leagues. I lost in both of those. I'm in 2 CBS leagues. I lost in both of those. I lost my 1 dynasty league. I have the 1 seed in my other dynasty, so I play this week. So yeah, I lost all those leagues. Rough, man. And then I didn't really have any big weeks in NFC. Like I had my highest week was like 150. So I'm like, I think my highest team was like 500 overall, maybe, or 4 or something. But FFWC, I'm top 8 in their tournament. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, I had a 221 point week in that league.
who's the lineup?
That's 2 flex too. Ain't that 11-man?
Yeah, it's 2 flex, 3 receivers and 2 flex. I got Hurts and Purdy, ETN, Kenneth Walker. If Kenneth Walker could ever do anything,
Right.
Monrod, Nico, Juwan Jennings, Watson.
Monrod just tore it up.
Yeah. Nico Jennings had 2 touchdowns. Nico had 2 touchdowns. ETN had 3, and then I have Tyler Warren, Fannin, and Kittle, and I have Strange too, and I have Seahawks kicker and Texas.
Good job,
I think it's legit. Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty good this week. I like him. He had like 15 or 16.
I like that Nico. He's on fire. And so is Nico.
CJ Stroud. I know you don't have CJ Stroud, but it's worth mentioning him. He's looked pretty damn good the last couple of weeks too. That entire passing offense has improved.
Now
down
Marks
the stretch.
right? Marks, is he? Yeah.
He might be. I think Jawar Jordan might be better than him, actually.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens when defenses actually game plan for him, though, as opposed to him just coming in out of nowhere. Sometimes that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Could you all see maybe a Kim Walker and Charbonnet game this week to keep that off?
The Ken Walker stuff is the most frustrating.
The Rams, I don't think. I mean, the Rams, after what the Barkley did to them last year, they got that defensive tackle and they got the linebacker. And they just said we're not letting people run on us this year. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, Thursday night game, Rams Seahawks. The spread is Seahawks -1. The total is 44. I don't know. I think Devontae Adams is going to be out, right? I don't think he's playing in that game.
I agree.
I could see the Rams trying to run the ball as much as they can, but Seattle's pretty tough against the run.
Yeah.
This game's in Seattle.
They are tough against the run, yeah.
Could be another big Puka game for sure.
Maybe we're taking the under in this game. I mean, maybe that's my pick here. 44. I like to take the sides and the totals. The props, unless I really dig into it hard, I don't mess with them. But if I have time, I will. But otherwise, I'll take the totals and the sides. So I'd probably lean to the under here, the under 44.
Nice.
I like Parkins a lot this week too.
Yeah, Seattle's, if there's a hole in their defense, it's against the tight end. So
from your mouth. I think I got 4. Parkinson's my tight end on 4 of the 6 shootout teams.
That's good.
If Adams is out too, they may want to feature Ferguson a little bit more too.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. They're going to go 13 man pack.
13 personnel is probably coming back. Yeah.
That's good insight. That's good insight for the props, man. Those secondary pass catching options always have decent lines.
Yeah. I think Ferguson maybe the over receiving total is something I'd probably mess with.
Well,
Parkinson anytime touchdown. It seems like he's scoring every week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's his guy in the red zone.
Joe, I just saw your text, man. You can take off whenever you want.
Yeah,
I mean, we're probably not going to go that much longer anyway. We're approaching 2 hours. I mean,
Yeah, I want to get off here. It's been fun being on here with all of you. It's been good talking football anytime. Anytime talking football is fun.
Definitely. Thanks for the Garrett Wilson, by the way. Here, let me show you.
Oh, yeah.
Joey got me this.
What's that?
Christmas. The Garrett Wilson autograph card here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He got me another one, too.
I was going to tell you, too, Steve. I sent, since you called him the Devin Singletary, I sent Joe a Devin Singletary autograph.
yeah. I got Singletary and AJ Brown. That's what I got.
So I was cleaning out my closet a little bit, and I'm like my wife goes to the thrift shop, or she gives away clothes sometimes.
Right.
So I have a Aaron Rodgers jersey that I won on the Wildwood Boardwalk a couple years ago.
That's the picture you sent me.
I have a Zach Wilson jersey that I got rid of, and I'm getting rid of. So the only 2 Jets jerseys I'm keeping the Sauce Gardner, and I have a Garrett Wilson, and then I have a Curtis Martin and a Revis that I still rock. So
that's awesome.
I had a Corbett. I don't know what the hell happened to it. It's gone.
That's a
Curtis Martin.
Corbett.
Yeah. But, Garrett Wilson's the one, obviously, hopefully he sticks around. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, he's good, man. I like him.
Yeah, 100%.
But we'll talk to y'all later, guys.
All right, Joey. Have a good night. Thanks.
Have a good night, Joe. Appreciate you coming on, man. I think he froze up. There he goes. Yeah, there we go. I just take him down. He always, you know what? I think he just closes his and he doesn't leave the studio. He just closes his laptop down.
Slaps down the camera.
Nice, because he always freezes. That's got to be it. I mean, I don't see what. Yeah.
He doesn't just click off. That's funny.
Nice.
So you got what's the how many weeks is it? 3 weeks for with the FFWC?
Yeah, 3 weeks, and then also it's a playoffs within the league too. So it's not like NFC where you automatically win. You play in a playoffs with the 4 teams. Same thing, cumulative score. Take your average.
Right.
And then you play.
I like that.
2 things at once, right?
Yeah, 2 things. Yeah, you play the champion and the league.
It's like the auction format in the NFFC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Exactly.
It's that format.
Yeah, I did 3 auctions. I have 1 left that's still going. I think I'm in 4th after the first.
I got one. I'm playing for the the league. I didn't get in the just missed the overall like last year.
Oh, yeah.
I won the league, but I didn't win. I couldn't get. And
that's what happened to me last year
overall too. This team didn't make it.
Yeah, that's what happened to me last year in the auction. I had a great team. I won the league, but I didn't make the tournament.
And I looked at it. I said I would have came in, I think, like 3rd place or something like that in the overall, whatever it is. What it is.
I'm in 3rd. I'm in 3rd right now, but the guy in 1st had 213 points last week.
I'm 70.
Craig Crawford. You guys know him? Mile High Mofos.
No.
I think I heard this.
Craig Crawford.
He's 2nd overall in the auction right now.
Oh, okay. Greg. Yeah, I see this now. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 76th overall.
Yeah, I'm 112. Room 112. Chevy Corsica. I used to work for this car dealer, and we used to go to the auto auctions, and he used to always say Chevy Corsica. He was like Arabic, and the way he always said Corsica, me and my friend used to always make fun of it. So that's why I don't know. I made my team name that.
Steve, I will say this, man. I'm creative with the team names, and you are right. Like I enjoy, guys that get creative with the team name. So man, I love it. Keep those team names coming, man. I try to get weird with it too, like that too.
Yeah, I try to be unique.
That one you pointed out. What's the entry fee for that league? The
FFWC?
Yeah,
$350. It's just like it's their mid contest, just like NFC and FFPC.
I heard of it. I've never tried. You know,
Yeah, it's a good site. It's a good site.
What's different about it in terms of the
It's
extra?
it's just you get 3 receivers and you start 2 flex. So you could start 5 receivers, you could start 3 tight ends, you could start 4 running backs. Yeah. So it gives you more versatility, which I kind of like. You know, because like an NFC, if you have 4 or 5 good, 4 good running backs, obviously you got to leave one on the bench or
That's what
same thing if you have like 3 good tight ends. Like I had a lot of good teams. Like I had Fanning, Kraft, and like Kittle on some teams this week.
Oh man,
so yeah.
Is it tight end premium?
No, not tight end.
No.
It's pretty standard. It's
Same as NFC.
premium. Yeah, 4 points per passing touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a regular, almost like a regular home league for the most part, as far as the scoring.
The 2 flex, that's interesting. It's
yeah.
Because I see some guy, a couple guys. I'd have to look up the draft where I can't see him doing. So one guy, take like 5 running backs in the NFFC first 5 rounds. I mean, I'm like, okay,
too much.
okay.
That's dust.
You can only start 3. What do you,
Unless you really like get lucky with the receiver.
When you start a wide receiver, I mean, it's those kind of guys you love to see in your, it's.
I like 2 flex if there's 3 wide receivers. If I don't like how FFPC does it with only 2 wide receivers and 2 flex. If there's going to be 2 flex, I think 3 wide receivers is necessary, in my opinion.
I agree. I think they do it because it helps. It kind of levels off for a guy that's more of a beginner player, I guess, because more options when they're drafted and they're not. It's maybe sophisticated as you guys. That's my opinion. They do it. I think
more flexibility.
It's more. Maybe it'll attract more people. It gives them more flexibility to do. It's where a guy could fall into something, not realize. All of a sudden I'm drafting 4 running backs. And then, in the in the NFFC, you can only start 3 and you're drafting 4 of your first 5 pick running backs. If you do that, well, you can start all 4.
Yeah, neither are 3rd round reversal. The only one is NFC. RT Sports, same thing. You get 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 2 flex. So it's the same as FFPC. It's just not tight end premium.
Nice.
Some guys, I mean, look, it's like I think there's easier competition in the FFPC, but you don't know, they're not, it's you because there's more players and you're not going to get it. You get in an NFFC league, probably 6 or 7 of the 12 are probably guys that have 10, 20, 30 OCs. I mean, it's just what you're getting into, but sure, the odds are to win to win it all. You got longer odds, but.
Yeah.
What is there like 50? Is about like 15,000 teams in the FFPC?
It's like I think it's like 4 or 5 times the amount than the NFL.
Yeah.
I believe I looked. I mean, I did better last year. The FFPC. I won 2 leagues. It's more random because you got no control of that draft position. That's why I love the NFL. You could be sticking with, you could go 5 straight times and be at, 7. I got 7. I got 7. I got 8. You might get no variance at all. Where you can, if you're getting the first 2 teams in the back of the draft, the NFFC, you go. Then you say, look, I want to get in the front. You just go 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? You just try to say, look, I'm going to try to get in the, chances are I need to be get in the front of the draft. Maybe not 1, but whatever, how you put it.
Right.
You can't do that here. You could just.
You get whatever. Yeah.
And I was saying, Steve, I think if the NFL, if they didn't have 3rd round reversal now, it wouldn't be as fun. You got too many good players. It's too much of an edge. If you're drafting, if you be drafting early with no 3rd round, I'll take my chances all day. You give me 1, 2, and 3. I mean, most guys would probably say it gives you that big edge if they get, they're too good of players. I mean, it's not going to work 100% of the time because of injuries, and maybe you miss somebody. But I'll take my chances there, right? You imagine you coming back in that third round, and you get the first, 1-2, when you got Chase
True.
and you got
Yeah.
I don't know, whoever
You,
coming back.
you could go Chase McBride, JSN.
Right. You go back with some sort of combo like that. You got a big edge.
Chase to Jonathan Taylor, JSN.
This way it gives the edge to both sides. You can make the edge at the end of the draft or the beginning.
Like I said, I don't have a problem. I can draft that. I'm not going to get frustrated drafting anyway. There's always a decent way. It's just fair. I mean, I like it. I think the guys that run. I mean, it's fun because it's competitive. But look. Anybody. There are a lot of good players, and there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. I mean, everybody's. It's.
I think the community's better too. Like the players are more known. It's like it feels more like a league than like the other ones. Like I know FFPC's starting to like have some shows and bring certain players on, but it's just not as deep as NFC is. Like at that, and they could it might even be more like down the line. They can keep extending that. Like I mean,
I just asked a better player. I said, "What's your breakdown percent?" FFPC, NFC. They say 70-80% NFFC to FFPC because they know there's more of an element of luck there. Basically, it's it's
right,
which is true. I mean, the money, sure, but it's the chance. It's. I think it's easier to win the regular season in some of those, depending what you can get. Because I remember last year I just felt, because you see guys you get players in the earlier rounds that later rounds that you could never get in the NFFC. Now maybe that might not work all the time, but you just like those things aren't happening.
Yeah,
like you said, the communities. I mean, that's the fun of it. It's that's half the battle.
They coming to get you, Mike?
No.
That's for the other guy. That's for the FFPC guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was saying, when the Eagles win, I'm like in the, I'm in the heart of the bomb, the eruption when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. It's right in the area where everybody goes. Like I have to stay home when the Eagles play this. I can't. If I go outside to a party outside the city, and they win, I got to stay over something. I'm not getting back into town. Can't get my car. Can't get my. There's no way. You can't get it. It's crazy.
Are you right? You're right by the stadium.
I'm right where the guy jumps on. They got to grease the pole. They're still climbing on them. The telephone.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's crazy. It's just it's like a before the Super Bowl we got like a couple bar taverns right around me. I mean, it's set up like a flea market. Guys sell merchandise. I mean, it's all it's no cars can get through.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a spectacle.
That's cool.
But
nice.
I don't like I said they're not winning this year. They're not nobody. It's too late to turn. I mean, I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if the Rams, unless it's something happens injury-wise. I mean, I think it's the Rams. Rams are down.
It's certainly wide open with Mahomes and the Chiefs being out.
If Buffalo can't make it this year, when can they make it?
Right. Yeah. It's definitely wide open all around. It's going to be an interesting playoffs for sure.
Right. I mean, Lamar's not a lock to get in.
Yeah, that's going to be close.
Josh Allen's going to probably have to go on the road, right? He's probably going to be a wild card team. I mean, not 100%. It's that's the funny thing is Kansas City's not in there, and but Buffalo's not going to. They're not going to be able to probably.
The Bengals are out again. The Ravens might be out. So the three of the best quarterbacks might be out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but you got the Texans, like their defense is the best in the league, so that's going to be interesting.
That team is. I wouldn't want to play the Texans.
No, they're tough.
Denver's offense gets hot and stays hot. They can be dangerous too.
Yeah, Denver's got the defense too, and then the offense. They got the coach. They got the play caller.
Detroit still? They're still in it, right? They could do some damage if they get in too. I mean, I don't count them out ever, really, with how explosive that offense can be.
No, yeah, I think they're in trouble though. I think they're on
Yeah,
the
they're not.
they're on the outside looking in. I think.
Yeah. You got the Bears 10-4, Packers 9-4-1. I mean, they're 8-6. Where they at the wild card?
They're right out of it. I mean, yeah, they're 2 games. They're 2 games out. Yeah, Niners are 10-4.
They gotta basically win out.
Right
Yeah,
now,
Packers are 9-4-1, and the Lions are 8-6.
Yeah, the Lions. They basically they go 11 and I mean it's.
Josh got to poke the bear. He just has to. He doesn't. He's asking me how I feel about Josh Allen today. A little bit better than yesterday.
Yeah, Joe is just crushing the Bills, and he's like, "Too bad I got to go to work. I want to watch this, but you probably should have stayed. It probably would have been better fortune for you." Once you left, everything fell apart.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I listened to it. I had it on the headphones while I was working, but yeah, I watched almost.
I do think they bounce. It's going to be interesting how they bounce back this week.
But you know,
they're in Baltimore, right?
So somebody on Boston radio, I think maybe it was Scott Zolak, made a good point. If they
quarterback,
if he calls the games on the radio, he made a good point. He did make a good point. He said, if they beat the Bills today, and they came across them in the playoffs, they would have had to beat the Bills a third time in a row. And what is the chances of that happening? You know what I mean?
Yeah. True.
So now that they got that loss, it kind of evens the playing field a little bit if they do come across each other in the playoffs.
So what happens if the Bills beat the Browns this week and the Patriots lose? I mean, are they still do the Bills take over, or the Patriots still have the tiebreaker?
It goes by the conference record at that point. If the head-to-head is tied, it goes by conference record.
Okay, so
I'm not sure who's
the Bills are 7-3, so they'd be 8-3. The Patriots are 6-3.
It'd be 6-4. Yeah, so the Buffalo has the edge, and if that's the case.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was a big win for Buffalo. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we'll see what happens. The Bills still got to play the Eagles, though. So,
yeah, I mean, I don't like how you said the Eagles beat the Rams game. I mean, I was there. I was in the concourse when they were setting up for the field goal of the Rams, so I could just hear the crowd that we won the game. I didn't walk. I take the subway. I didn't realize to walk. To we're almost at the subway that actually Davis. He ran it in for the touchdown. I didn't even know I knew that we won the game, but I didn't really. But are they going to beat the Rams again? Even before how they're playing, Rams were the better team that day.
Well, I mean, the Eagles still got the roster. If they get those, is Lane Johnson coming back?
That's key. And another key is they lost. They lost the right. Becton was a big key in the run game.
Yeah.
And Steen is just He gets exposed, especially with Fred Johnson on there without Lane Johnson. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm not.
Well, I mean, if the Rams don't have Devontae Adams, who knows with his hamstring injury, if it flares up again, I mean, he pulled it pretty good. It pulled it pretty good. It looked like so. And
one thing about the, it's, if we play the Rams in the playoffs at their place, it's going to be 50% Eagle fans. Just like it was in the race, maybe more.
Yeah, that's the one bad thing about that stadium. They don't really have a home field advantage too much.
Yeah, neither team has a home field advantage. Yeah. They don't really have a big fan base.
Yeah, the Chargers should try to get back to San Diego.
I think that was.
That sucks for them.
That just sucks for LA went for years with no football teams, and now they're solidified with two. It's not a football team. There's no, it's
celebrities and stuff.
They're it's fair weather.
There's got to be some old school LA Ram fan there though, right? Like they were in LA years ago, right? With Eric
I remember the days with Pat Hayden.
That's before my time.
I
remember Eric Dickerson and that's the most famous Ram.
Right, I remember in terms, but I mean
That's great, though.
I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll be. I mean, I think the Eagles get a shot at the Bears again. I think they take care of business.
Yeah, we got to do some playoff best ball and playoff draft. I'm gonna have a playoff draft on this site that I use, Fantasy Postseason. We do a live draft.
Yeah.
It's not like just like you take salary. You actually draft players. So
that was fun. I was in that last year. I won.
So basically,
I won a prize because I had
it's like a set number.
Oh, the high score. You had the high score, Joe.
The highest bench score. I forget what
it was probably the best pick of the last like 2 rounds.
Yeah. That's what I got. You texted me. You were like, "Need your Venmo information. You won a prize." I'm like, "What the hell did I win? I thought I was in last place."
Yeah,
all the guys I drafted got eliminated.
Yeah,
yeah. One of those when you're in a golf outing or something, you don't win it, but you got closest to the hole or longest drive or something. You won something.
Yeah, it gives you a chance. Yeah,
right, exactly.
But it goes so deep. I make it so deep. So you're drafting like
it is deep.
You're drafting Dare Abungawali in that draft, basically. Like it goes deep. Which I like because I don't like when like you're watching the playoffs and the guy has a couple huge games and nobody has him. I like the whole pool to get drafted pretty much. So you got to come prepared for that one.
I like that. You go deep. That's
and it's a draft. And it's a draft, and once there's no replacing the guy once they're out. That's it. You got to be. There's a lot of strategy involved.
Yeah,
but go ahead, Mike.
I do the draft. I'm not a. Though I call them lottery tickets, the best balls, DraftKings, the 1 to 3, you do 20, I do, and basically every draft early, I draft them early. Nobody knew, you'd have to scroll down to get JCM. He wasn't like on, you couldn't see him. I knew him. I got him in every best ball draft, like the last pick, because nobody knew, him and Tesla. Nobody was like and I'm like, I got a couple teams, and probably I couldn't advance 4 of the teams to the next round. But that's a guy you get, all of a sudden he gets, he could come through with you in week 16 or something.
Yeah, that's what he did last week.
Exactly. It just wasn't enough, basically.
Yeah.
Nice. But I registered for the Christmas Day Bonanza already, Steve. I don't know if you guys wanted to do a team.
Yeah.
Is that the basketball?
No, the Turkey Day Bonanza.
Oh, they do. Oh, the football. Yeah. Forget basketball. Football says, "Screw you, man. We're just going to take over. We're not going to let you have anything." I mean,
that's right.
That's what they do. They're smart. They say, "Screw it. We're going to."
I do a March Madness draft too. If you're interested, that's also a draft. If you're in for that. I don't know if you're into the tournament, but that's always.
Yeah, I haven't done one of those in a while. I usually pick a bracket or something, but not a draft.
This is the players. Yeah, my brother and his friends started in like 1987. The players, yeah, they started in like 1987.
You got to fish you. I don't know the players. Yeah, I'll do it.
But it's fun. It's actually more fun when you don't know the players because you draft guys from random colleges, and the guy goes for like 35. You're like, oh shit.
Right. It's like It's probably better when you don't know.
Pick a guy who's got a cool last name. So.
Right. Or he's got a mascot or something.
You pick the upset, and then you go with the highest score from that team. Then you just hope for the best, And it's Thursday afternoon at 1:00, and you're watching the games, and you're having a good time.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, the Christmas Bonanza. Yeah, I think we should do a show on that next week if we could fit it in.
Yeah, I'm in.
Who's playing that day? Who do they have on the playing?
Dallas is definitely playing. Hold on,
because that's week 17, right? Yeah. Oh, you got Dallas, Washington, Detroit, Mini, and then Denver, Kansas City. I'm sure that Amazon got the Denver, Kansas City. Netflix got the. I'm sure the Amazon, in terms they expected bigger things from that game. That could be.
Are you buying Netflix stock? I think it's like $94. They're about to acquire Warner Brothers, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
So that might be a stock to get into. But
Kinda like
they're taking over. Now they got more and more NFL games.
Look, next week that Denver Kansas City game in Kansas City could be Kelsey's last game.
I hope Kansas City wins that game, but we'll see.
Right? I mean, that's probably he's going to
with Gardner Minshew.
They win with Gardner Minshew.
It'll be
That's
much
week
better.
17, right? That's not week 18. That's week
Yeah,
17.
but they play on the
yeah.
road. They play Vegas the last game of the season. So that's his last home game. I can't see him. He's not coming back.
Who?
Kelsey.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
He's got to. Why would he? He's going to get a big, whatever he wants to do and commentate.
Yeah.
He's got a, he's got a the whole they got a license to print money. Anything, everybody wants a piece of him. His brother, it's right. He'll get a job in the media, one of the stations.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, we're at 2 hours and 15 minutes. Probably want to call it a night. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Had a great time. Good to meet you, Steve. But yeah, look.
You too, Mike.
You want me to be on any show you want me to be on? I'd be welcome to take the invitation.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll let you know about those drafts too. I'll let you know about those drafts.
Yeah, sure. I'm game. I'm game.
The playoff draft definitely in on for sure. I had fun doing that last year, even though I stunk. But yeah,
no, I stunk too. I mean, you sometimes you're good, sometimes you're bad because you're betting on certain teams. You have to stack teams, and if they lose early, you're pretty much done. So
yeah, that's what I did. That's what happened.
You have to stack really to win. That's kind of the strategy.
Yeah. I mean, you got to let you're trying exactly, and you just hope that team gets can.
Right, you're taking the kicker, you're taking the defense, you're taking the quarterback, obviously, if you can get them, and the running back. You just doing what you can to get as many to continue on and get as many points as you can. But it balances both ways. Sometimes you take a guy that's going to score 30 points and be out in 1 week too. So,
do you guys do the NFFC playoff thing? I did that last couple of years.
Yeah, I do it. I got to do a couple more entries this year. I think I usually do like one or two, but maybe I'll do a couple more this year. We'll see.
What did Mike? What did you just ask? I missed that.
The NFF, they do their playoff.
Oh, that's my favorite contest. I do one every year. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I liked it.
The multiplier is awesome. The having to have one guy on each team.
That's fun. That's a whole different strategy. You really have to analyze that. I gotta.
You gotta map it out. You gotta map it out. I tell people all the time, the first thing you want to do is map out how you think the playoffs are going to go. Do a playoff bracket, map it out, and then pick your players accordingly, and have a plan.
But then you got to switch it up every week. It's like
you have to anticipate which guys are going to be eliminated, and then you got to add on. You add to the stack. You want one player, and then you got to add a second player, and you got to kind of figure out who you think is going to do the best in the big game, because that's when they're, the longer you have the player on your roster, the more multiplier they are. So
right.
It's definitely a lot of strategy involved in that one. A lot of focus, concentration. I usually just do one entry because of that. Obviously, you can mix it up.
Because there's so many combinations. You're not like saying, it's you keep
so many combinations.
Yeah, it's not like, well, if I do three, I got a better chip because there's
pretty insane.
Last year, I think I needed Lamar Jackson. He lost to Buffalo. I needed him to advance to get the in terms as a quarterback, the way I played it.
Right.
That's just the way it's.
And then once it's broken, it's broken. Like there's no fixing it. There's no you can't recover because you're at that point you're falling behind.
Once you lose one, when you get to you gotta have that quarterback. Get the championship game.
You got to have all 8 multipliers in the Super Bowl. You can't lose your multipliers. Once you start losing your multiply, you need 2 times 4s, you need 2 times 3s, and 2 times 2s when you get to the Super Bowl. If you lose your multipliers at some point, then you don't have 2 times 3s. You might have 1 times 3 and then an extra times 1 because your multiplier lost. You know what I mean? So you can't lose your multipliers, your initial
especially the
foundation.
quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a key.
Well, I mean, I don't mind the pick a quarterback who you think is going to score the most but loses, and then immediately replace him with who you think is going to go to the Super Bowl from the other side.
Because then you want to ride this guy in the exact. I agree with you.
There's so many ways to go. It's such a cool contest. It really is.
Put it in there. You don't beat yourself over it. You know it is. You know.
Yeah.
It's not because you'll go crazy.
The ultimate nuts is if you can get the 2 high scoring quarterbacks at times 4 going into the Super Bowl, but then you have to connect everything else along the way in order for that to be the ultimate nuts. But that is the best, highest upside you can play it. But again, things still have to fall right, along the way. You got to replace the right kicker. You got to replace the right DV. There's a lot of things that you can do and you can't do. There's things that you definitely don't want to do. You don't want to end up with like a times 3 kicker. You want the multiplier. Yeah, you want the multipliers to be on the right players.
Right. Exactly. You don't want that.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, I think 2 last year with my buddy. But it's just whatever. I don't. You just rolling. You hope for the best.
Oh, yeah. 2021, I came close. I had Mahomes in times 4 and Brady times 4. I had Gronk times 3, and I was actually the only one that had Gronk rostered. Nobody else had even Gronk at times 1. And
why is that? Because the options everybody had Kelsey, I guess.
Because everybody went Godwin and Evans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they went other Tampa Bay players, exactly.
And Leonard Fournette.
Is that when Gronk signed late into the year?
Yeah.
Yes. And me being a New England guy, I was making a contrarian play. I shot up from like 589th, and I ended up finishing like in the 60s. But it was because Patrick Mahomes didn't hold up his end of the bargain in that game. He got shut down. They lost 31-13. If Mahomes did anything,
they just
shut them. They couldn't.
Yeah, if Mahomes did anything, I would have been inside the top 10 at least.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was. Steve, you're a Jets fan, right?
Yeah, Jets fan. Yep.
What for baseball? So you Jets, Mets?
No, Yankees. Thank God. If I was a Jets Mets combo,
one of few guys that are not. Most of.
I know it's usually a Jets Mets connection because Long Island,
Yankees, Giants.
Yeah. And then Yankees. Well, I always tell the story. I should have been a Giants fan. I rooted for them. One of the first Super Bowl I remember watching was the Scott Norwood miss against the Bills.
Right.
And the year before, I remember. I think that was like the first Super Bowl. The Niners beat the Bengals, but so I rooted for them for a couple of years. Parcells, and then they hired Ray Hanley. He reminded me of my second grade teacher with these thick glasses, and they sucked. So I'm like, all right, I can't root for this team anymore. So I was like kind of in between. And then the Jets.
You talk about a nightmare. That guy was a nightmare. I like him for the Eagles' sake because he was. Right. I could.
So they brought in. So the Jets brought in Parcells, and like Corbett was from Jersey. So like I just started rooting for the Jets like around 90, 96, I guess it was. I was like 14. I started, and I was a very optimistic Jets fan for a long time, and now I'm very pessimistic, like most Jets fans. Miserable existence for the most part. I mean, we haven't made the playoffs in 15 years.
I like going into the season. We were on the shows, and you're like, for the first time in a little while, I have a little bit of hope with Justin Fields.
Of course, man. I mean, just every time I try to get my hopes up, it just you can't do it when you're a Jets fan. I'm just waiting for Woody Johnson to sell the team. Then maybe we'll do something.
It's like
You know?
it's like in Chicago. They're waiting for. Well, he's almost done. They're waiting for Reinsdorf to get rid of the White Sox. Get out of the White Sox. He's been so bad. Yeah, you're right. I can't believe it's amazing that the Jets keep because they get the bot first round picks. They just make mistakes hiring the right GM, whatever the coach. I mean, the last time they made the playoffs was it Herm Edwards? Was the coach?
No, Rex Ryan.
Oh, that's right. Rex
Oh, that's right. They beat up. You guys knocked out the Patriots one year. If it was a 2009,
that was
2009 maybe.
Bart Scott when he goes, "Can't wait" to Sal Paolantonio after the game.
Oh yeah, right.
That was a down year for the Patriots when they got eliminated by the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, he went. So that's what happened. So I was pretty optimistic till then. They went to 2 AFC Championship games. Then Sanchez had the butt fumble, and then after that, it was just a disaster. That's when I became like any other Jets fan, like totally pessimistic for the most part. I had a couple years of hope, but then they just shit on me. So
it's a shame. I mean, it's just
a
shame because it's really the league.
Thank God I have fantasy football, So
Yeah.
otherwise, my cousin somehow he lives in Jersey still. He goes to like every Jets game. He's so optimistic every single year. Like he's delusional at this point.
I mean, that's pain to go to see them.
He goes to he'll go to any game within driving. He drives to Buffalo. Like he's crazy.
Oh man, he travels.
Yeah, he drives. He's nuts. Yeah.
Oh man.
He's been a Jets fan since I think like the 70s. He's older than me. He's like 15 years older than me.
Oh, I remember. Yeah,
that's loyalty right there.
Oh yeah, he's every time I talk to him, I'll see him at like a family party every once in a while. He's just so optimistic. I'm like, dude, there's no way you can be this optimistic. He's trying to hype up all these players. I'm like, dude, but
I mean the league needs the New York Jets because it just be relevant. How much better? How much? It's.
I don't know when it's going to happen, man.
I don't know when it's either. I mean,
like I said, I think once Woody Johnson's out of there, maybe the curse will be broken.
Ever going to sell the team though?
I don't think so. I mean, Gary V has been trying. He always talks about buying the team, but he doesn't have the money. And I don't know
if
Woody's
GM right
now. What's his name? Moogie, Darren Moogie. They got him from the Broncos. This is his first year. He's all right. I mean, their receiving core was absolutely hideous. And then they got Adonai, which was a good move. And then they brought in Mechie. But, I mean, they went into the season, other than Wilson, like Lazard and, Arian Smith was like a 5th-round pick. It was brutal.
I can see them hanging on to Brees, too. I think that they end up making an effort to try to keep him. I don't know if he'll want to stay, but I think that they make an effort to try to keep him.
I mean, you need a good. They got to find like the owner's part. Like I said, it's Laurie is very smart. I mean, when Laurie fired,
they got to get a quarterback.
When Laurie kept, look, Reed. It was they had to part ways, but he gave in. When I thought he was going to get rid of, he was loyal. It was, and when he stepped in and got rid of Chip Kelly in the middle. That was a shock when he got rid. But he knew that was the right move.
That was the right move. Look what Chip Kelly did with the Raiders.
He sat in with Roseman. He's the biggest snake oil salesman in the world, and he recognized that he wasn't going to let him ride it out. He said, "This is my team." Kelly was brash, and then Roseman was really he knew they weren't a cap from Joe Banner, and then he became real knowledgeable about the players. I mean, he learned.
Well, yeah, he built the offensive line, the defensive line.
He built there was I didn't think much of but look, the guy. I figured he was just a numbers guy like Joe, but he learned. And then Laurie, like I think I told you earlier. I said, look, they're sitting behind. Laurie's not a guy that they never paid money for wide receivers. Look, we T.O. did all those sit-ups in front of his house because, I mean, why wouldn't they give him an extension, raise? But they didn't. That wasn't their feeling. And now he's paying. I said, he's seeing a team, but he's paying $57 million for 2 wide receivers, got a $25 million running back and a $52 million quarterback, 130-something million tied up. And trust me, he's they're behind the scenes, pushing because he's not happy. He's only hired an offensive guy as a head coach. He's he's proactive. He's basically, he wants to, he knows the passing game means a lot. And, but they can't turn it around. I can't see him turning around this year. Tell me how,
Hurts is going to have to be clutch. And, they're going to get Dickerson and Jurgens and, Lane Johnson healthy, and they could turn it around. It's still wide open. You can never say never.
Right.
Obviously, it's not great, but
I was just going to say that, Steve. It's wide open. That's what they have.
They could get on a roll. They got to get the running game done. They got to get Barkley where he's. I don't think he's. Is he? I think he's worried about playing too much golf in the off season.
Maybe he's been saving
up your cricket now.
Maybe he's been saving the gas in the tank.
I don't know. I think he's trying too hard to hit the home run instead of taking maybe the 5-6 yards. He's getting frustrated because the holes just aren't there. He doesn't have.
That's what happened to Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle was running like a freaking maniac for like 3 weeks. I think he wore himself out, man. He was
what happened to him?
He was running like a man possessed. Like he was just like.
So what do you think?
He was going nuts. I think he wore himself out a little bit. I think he was fresh.
You think he overachieved, or he's not?
I think he overachieved a little bit. Obviously, I didn't think he was this good. He was playing above expectations.
I didn't think he was this good either.
And then Hubbard got healthy, and then he kind of
Hubbard's looked better the last couple of weeks, but they're still sticking with Dowdle's getting more carries.
Yeah, and it's a good combination. And Canales knows how to run the ball, so
yeah,
they complement each other very well.
That'll be something if they win that.
But you can't lose to the Saints twice, though. That's bad. But hey,
you can't lose to the Saints. That's ridiculous, really. And they could win that division. It's football.
You guys ever been to New Orleans? I've never been there.
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't been there. My partner's he's in Baton Rouge, so. He was the guy that taught. He doesn't know. I'm in the sports and entertainment ticket business, and I met him. It's a long story how I met him, but he dominated. He's got besides all the SEC teams. He's the guy. The championship year. I'm watching we do other things together, and how I'll tell you a story. Later how I met. It was but. I remember I'm watching the championship year with Burrow. I'm watching the Utah State game, and I'm watching, early in the season. And he's, I'm watching this Jefferson. I said, I talked to Mayor. I said, that Jefferson's good. Burrow, of course. And he's like, Chase. He said to me right there. He said, you know what, Jefferson's good, but Chase is going to be the better pro at the sophomore year. And he's right. Totally right. He was a guy. I didn't draft CEH because I knew he was just a guy on that team. Everybody in the fantasy, all the top, they were drafting him first round that year. That's something I knew right away.
The Chiefs drafted him in the end of the first round.
That's why though, because of the landing spot.
Reed doesn't run it. They're not.
I thought CEH would be better. I honestly. Jefferson surprised me. I didn't think Jefferson was going to be this good. I don't watch a ton of college football, but from when I was watching him, he was playing mostly in the slot. But then I didn't realize how important the slot position was in the NFL. But he's unbelievable now.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. But he said right there, Mike, I trust him. As soon as the Eagles drafted Jalen Carter, I think before they announced they took him.
They took Rager.
No. But this was.
I thought you were talking about that when they took Rager over Jefferson.
Oh, I was furious. I knew that right away. That I couldn't.
I liked Rager. I thought Rager was going to be good.
I knew he was good. Now I said when I knew about Jefferson was better at the 20-something in the draft, but as soon as the Eagles drafted Jalen Carter, I think before they announced it, he texted me. He says, "Steal the draft," which he was.
He just had some personality stuff, right?
Yeah, he said the
going on.
guys that beat. He just knows. He knows the SC. That's why I knew CH was just the guy basically. And
I really wish I could watch more college football because it would help the process. It's just so hard to sit down all day Saturday and Sunday. Like you can't, I can't pull it off. I can't pull it off with kids. Like I could, like I watch so much college basketball because football's over at that time. Like I love watching. So I know all the college basketball players, and I don't even watch any NBA. But I know like all the players in the NBA. I wish I could do it for college football because it really would help a lot. But
I say the same thing, Steve. You gotta if you're completely tuned in on Sunday, you gotta give the family Saturday. You just have it with the kids.
Hard.
Yeah.
I try to catch the night games.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think some of these dynasty guys like they watch so much college football and then they get so sold on these guys in college, it kind of leads them astray a little bit too. So it kind of works both ways, you know?
Yeah, I was telling him I was at the Joey because he's a Duke fan. I was at the Laker game at the Spectrum when he hit that shot. It was probably the best sporting. That was definitely
you were at the Laker game.
Yeah.
Wow, that's unbelievable. That's what hooked me on college basketball. I remember watching it at my friend's house in '92. Yeah,
it was unbelievable. It was I was sitting in the second.
That's unbelievable.
I wasn't sitting like I normally do in the first.
That's one of the most infamous games of all time.
Second level, we stood the whole game. It was just the atmosphere was electric. The Kentucky, it was just, and I was, I didn't hate Kentucky, but I like Duke.
And that shot has never been like truly replicated. The way they passed the ball down the court like that, and he had time to do a turnaround jumper. Like
it's like we froze. We couldn't believe what happened. I couldn't believe it was. That was. I love college basketball, but that was unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
I was at the last game at Soldier Field for the Eagles. They beat the Bears in the playoffs. I was fortunate, a good friend, in terms first time I'd been on a private plane. We flew out of Northeast Philly Airport, small airport, into Midway, and we got seats right. I sat next the box. It wasn't like the suites were, but I sat with some of the minority Eagle owners. The governor of Pennsylvania, lieutenant governor of Illinois, and I sat right next to Joe Banner for that whole game. And people, it was, and McNabb's parents were in the box next to us with Otis Wilson, and they didn't have bathrooms in the suites like they do now. You had to go in the hallway. Right. I remember at halftime, I'm in the bed. McNabb's father's there. They're like, "Oh, Bear fan, your son's killing us." That was cool. Who was
the Bears quarterback that year?
We knocked them out. That was the key. We knocked out Miller. Douglas knocked them out in the first half. That was big. That was key.
Miller?
They knocked
the quarterback?
Miller, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was cool. Before they ran
Jim Miller. Yeah, he was all right.
Yeah, a good year, but we knocked them out of the game,
Right.
But I didn't think Banner was. I thought he was just like he was emotional. I'll tell you what. I know what you can see what goes on behind how they feel because McNabb didn't make a mistake, and you could see he was like emotional. But he didn't sit back. He wasn't calm. These guys, because McNabb had his flaws.
Yeah, he threw a lot of dirt balls. Yeah,
a lot of dirt balls. He choked. I think he didn't perform well in the clutch, basically. Yeah. He was.
He wasn't like he just wasn't consistent enough as a thrower.
Like I say to people in Philadelphia, look, Jalen. Everybody's Jalen Hurts Super Bowl MVP. Let's be honest. We scored. It was 24-0 at half. 14 points came from the defense. One was Cooper DeJean's touchdown. Second one, the interception set us up on the 14-yard line. We shut out the best team in football for the last four, in the first three quarters. He was a quarterback. Come on, let's be real. Was it, they give the MVP to, did he have a fantastic game? No, he wasn't the reason they were. We shut out the best.
Hurts seems to like get in these hot streaks where he starts making these throws on clutch situations.
He's got to be out of the pocket. He's got to have the threat to run. If he's running, he gets his and they know they know he's a threat. I think the problem was in the beginning of the year he got too high on his horse. He's hanging out. Michael Jordan's at the game. Look, their buddies. He's Michael Jordan is they're as close as the Earth is to Mars. Michael Jordan's he's Hurts is he's not even close to to what Michael Jordan. Come on, I mean and he thought he was too cool. I mean, the guy works hard. It's not the question. He just doesn't. Some guys just.
Well, he did get benched at one point in time. He got benched for Tua, so.
That's what I said. My point they know he's a choke. They say, "Look, he got blown out of Alabama. How do you get blown? He got blown out of Alabama. Best, before NIL. Now it's more parity with it. The best team money can buy. Basically the best players. He went to Oklahoma. It was a cupcake conference. He won, and then he came when the playoffs came. LSU destroyed him. Yeah, he's not a bad, but he's not. He's nowhere near Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow.
Well, he's got the perfect situation. He's got the best he's had the best offensive line. He's got one of the best running backs. He's got two of the best receivers. Goddard's a good tight end. I just think, you're right. Losing Kellen Moore hurt though, and that's definitely shown. Two out of the last 3 years, a little bit.
And they can't run. We can't run the ball. I mean, I thought this year I liked Brown. I figured, look. Barkley, he's not going to have the year. They're going to have to pass the ball. The pass. They're going to be looking for Barkley. I didn't think they could stop the run, and then it's basically the run. He went. He's more than half. He's like half of what he did last year, and his yards per carry is way off. I mean, it's Barkley, ineffective.
Yeah.
I mean, he got 3.5 yards against the Raiders. I mean, it was like everybody, we beat the Raiders 31. I didn't go to. I was telling you, I didn't go to that. I said, well, my sister-in-law go. I 3 months ago, I planned that's the game I'm not going to go. I'm not going. The playoff game I would go in the call. I'm not going to go to the Raiders. I mean, come on, that team is just a rip. I mean, that team is just a rip. I mean, they left early. I said, I'd rather watch the game. So it's.
Yeah,
I sometimes with going on, I'd rather not be at the game.
No, I know, I agree. Sometimes it's better just to be able to sit home and watch all the games. But
right, exactly. I mean, it's
yeah. Especially if you're sitting further up, it's not as good. I think you got to be sitting further down. Sometimes if you're sitting further up, it's like it depends on the stadium too. I guess.
We have good seats. I mean, we have great. I mean, that's not the problem.
There you go. Yeah.
We're it's the only thing that we're on the sunny side. It sucks in the September because when it's 80, it feels like it's 90. But now you don't get many day games. It was a 1 o'clock game in November, December. That's when it was the sun makes a difference. I mean, it can. But I'm not going. I'm not going to the Washington. In terms. I said with somebody they can go. Whatever. I said. It's not going to mean anything. I'm not going to sit in the cold anymore unless it's the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you.
Until I see it enough, I'd rather sit at home.
Nice. All right, guys. I'm getting tired over here. I don't
3 hour job, Joe. Every time I come on, we're almost hitting 3 hours.
I noticed that.
I had a great time.
Absolutely, man.
Again, and
you want to tell the peeps where they can find you? How are you on X a lot, or you're interested in coming? I mean, we'll have you on. I'll have you on a couple shows.
Come on, you can have me. Anytime. I'd love it.
Nice.
Let me know. I'm game. I like listening to you guys. It's just fun because you don't get. We're talking about and if there's not many. You don't see. There's not many outlets that do this.
But the high stakes content.
In terms of talk high, it's during, and even in the off season. I mean, you got maybe fantasy. It's a great show, but you don't see. They're not talking about. They're not talking about NFC. They're not talking about what we do. I mean, the majority of what we do.
Yeah, it really doesn't start up until April, May, June. Around there.
Yeah, most of the shows are geared for the mainstream, which is fine.
Yeah.
You're such you guys are.
Well, that's what I always tell Joe. I think it's going to get more and more popular. Like I feel like high stakes is going to become a lot more popular. Like in 10 years, I think a lot more people will be playing it. You know,
Good. That's what we want. Absolutely.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree.
It's like it's almost in its infancy right now. So.
Yeah, I'm not a prop guy better. I don't really bet the games anymore. My last bet was really what was it? I stopped it right after this. It was we're playing the Colts with Peyton Manning, Eagles at home. I'm laying 2.5. Eagles are up by 9. And we stop them on the 4th down, Manning like a midfield, but they called Tread Cole for it. He tapped Peyton on the helmet. They called a personal foul. Sure enough, I was weighing, it basically it fell 2.5.
Yeah.
It fell 2. We lost by 2 instead of I was weighing 2.5. So it went to. Sure enough, you knew that was going to happen. 9, they were going to let him walk in. He's going to no reason to go for 2. You're cutting.
The picking the games and going.
I said I'm done. I said
picking the games and going against the spread. I'm terrible at, but player props. If I'm confident in the way I read the game script, I'll throw in a 2 or 3 leg. I hit one last night, a $10 to win 192. I had a 30% profit boost. That gives me more incentive to do it. It was a 3-leg minimum. Cold weather game. Steve, we mentioned earlier the secondary passing options. Sometimes their lines are pretty juicy. I thought. And I wasn't confident in Jalen Waddle. I thought he had the worst matchup as far as coverage goes. So I went ahead and I did my Darren Waller anytime touchdown. And I thought Greg Dulcich would be more involved than he was. It wasn't until garbage time where he got involved, but he got the job done. And then I did Donnell Washington, 25 receiving yards as well. Just because I thought the tight ends would, Arthur Smith in a grind. I thought this would be an ugly game. I didn't think Pittsburgh would win as big as they did. That wasn't even close. The score tells it that it's closer, but that game was just all Pittsburgh the whole time.
Yeah.
And
they dominated.
And I thought it would be dirtied up a little bit. The tight ends would be involved. So I did the 2 tight ends. I did all tight ends basically.
Well, yeah, I mean, Waller and Dulcich went off at the end. Dulcich had that 30-yard catch at the end. That's what hit it, right?
I texted you guys. And I said I need two Greg Dulcich any garbage time catches, and then I literally fell asleep within that 10 minutes. Or within that 10 minutes.
See, there's no way I would have stayed up to watch the end. I'll be like, let's go Dulcich.
I woke up. I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning on the couch. I look at my message and I see Steve says you hit that or something like that, and I was like, no way, did I fucking hit it? And then I looked, I checked my account, and the money was there. I was like, holy shit, that hit. and it was only 10 minutes. I looked at the time you said that it was like 9:53. The time I sent the thing was 9:42. I was like, how the hell do you fall asleep within fucking 7 minutes like that? But I did. With the parlay on the line. Maybe that's the medicine. We got to fall asleep before the last leg.
Sometimes the less you care, the better. It's not. I've had. It's not
really I didn't care.
I know, but but you're not like over obsessing about it.
Right? Yeah.
Sometimes when you over obsess about it, it's worse. Like if you just kind of lay back, let things fall.
It's like it's better. I think like with these NFC, what I like about it, and I got in debate, it's sometimes I love the draft so much. Sometimes I tell Joe, it's like, we all been there. All of a sudden I got, maybe one at 16th. All of a sudden I end up with, I run out of my bridle, so to speak, and just kidding. And I got 14, 15 teams because the drafting is so fun. It's like eating popcorn. You can't stop. Yeah. It's so, because after you get too many teams, it's like then the managing part is the pay. Then you're like, oh god.
Then what happens
baseball. I did too many. I said I got to. I was maybe bored. It's the first time I get so caught up. They're so fun.
Not only that, but you'll build a team and then you'll go, damn, this team is really good. But if I went this way instead of that way. So you try to get that pick again, and then you try to make it better. Like it's
so fun to draft.
definitely
It's you know, it's I don't know.
Yeah, I could never do.
I gotta watch myself.
I could never do baseball anymore with the amount of football.
I tried baseball for second time, but I kind of got in it. Maybe I had one team when I did it before this time. I got in it, then I liked it, and it was like I was bored. Football was just coming off the football high. Afterwards, and so
I'd like to get into baseball, but I just know I won't. I kind of like taking the summer off and enjoying my summer and just not have to worry.
If you want to get a headache every night, you'll be the best customer for Advil or doing baseball. It's
every night. It's
I use FTN. He's great.
He's good.
You got to work the fat. It's more even tedious than football.
Yeah, no, it's
maneuver. You got to make it.
I think it's harder work, but I think it's harder work, but I think it's if you put the work in, I think it's easier to win than football.
It might be.
Because I think because you don't have to rely on all these different variables. Basically, a guy gets up to the plate, he's facing the pitcher. You pretty much there's no he doesn't depend on his offensive line or his defensive line or the quarterback. It's basically just him versus the pitcher.
That's true.
But it's more predictive.
These guys are made out of paper mache. These players. I mean, baseball guy. These guys get hurt. I mean, even positional players. They tore. This guy's with a hand. What do these guys do? They don't even get.
All these injuries now. I don't know if it's the weightlifting or if it's like they're overtraining or something. I don't know.
I don't think they're undertrained. I don't think they pull groin. I mean, these guys are. You see guys, positional players out for the. They're sitting in the field. What are they doing? How are they getting hurt? They're just. It's frustrating. It's work though. Trust me. The fab is not. You get to. It's. So.
But if you love it, you love it. Like my friend from Jersey, he's from New York originally. Rob DiPietro. He's a big fantasy baseball guy in NFC.
He is good at baseball. Yeah,
I heard the name. The guy's a good. Yeah, that name. That guy's a. Yeah, but he's
the pull hitter. His name is on. But he loves it. He loves it. He worked at the Javits Center. He was in the union, and he got an injury, and then the pandemic hit. And he's like, I'm just going to go all in on fantasy baseball, and he won their best ball contest with like one shot, like $30,000.
Wow.
So, and then he just got all into it after that.
He'll tell you the regular is the non-best ball. There's more to it. I got a Harvard Vlad, in terms he gives you a half hour of his time. It's part of it. This high stakes baseball. He's a great guy. He knows his he does good football too. But I think I think he cut down on football this year with other obligations. But he gave me what's that?
You're talking about Vlad?
Vlad Sedler?
Yeah.
He gave me for the half hour. I got a Harvard education. Believe me, like things he showed me. It was like, I learned.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Marshawn Lloyd news today?
He's hurt again. Hurt again. Guy's always hurt. He comes back. He's got a calf injury. He comes back from that. He's got a hamstring injury. It's unbelievable. I added him in a couple spots in NFC.
I know. That's why I mentioned it because I know you like him, Steve.
I've been waiting on him for 3 years. Him and Kendre Miller. The guy's never played. All right, let's get out of here.
Time to call it a night. If you stuck with us through these entire 3 hours,
you better go see a doctor tomorrow.
God bless you. Appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to Sports Affiliation, head over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. You hit the like button while you're at it if you like the show. I want to shout out Pete Colicchio, another fellow NFFC player. He shot me a DM during the show, said we did a good job tonight. He's stuck working late and he's been listening. So shout out Pete and everybody else that tuned in. Be on same time next week, 8:00. Aces Up. Same thing Monday night on Steve's channel at Fantasy Savvy. We do the reaction show. It'll be the same high stakes crew. It's always there. Me, Josh Boland, Dan Jewett, Joey Brown. Maybe Steve will join us this week. Finally, we'll see. but that's about it. Steve, I think everybody knows where they can find you already, so I don't think we need to. Hey, you got anything new going on that you want to mention? Or
Follow the channel Fantasy Savvy. I think Christmas is coming up and I'm traveling. So, but yeah, after that, we'll do some playoff drafts. We'll do like DK best balls, and we'll do that live draft on that. And then we'll try to do the Christmas show as well. The Christmas bonanza, like we did for the turkey. Try to get that on there as well. And then, college basketball stuff coming up too. We'll start getting to that as the tournament gets into gear.
I definitely want to do gonna do a 2026 ADP show in within the next couple of weeks as well. Probably do that on Aces Up.
Nice.
Still working on a couple of guests for that. I think I'm going to bring on some NFFC guys that haven't been on Aces Up since draft season. I'm working on that now. Won't mention any names, but they're good players, good guests, and would love to get their 2026 Galaxy Brain insights, before the 2025 regular season's even over.
Yeah, I kind of like this process of going through the lineups too. Maybe we can do that one, before next week's games as well, or the Super Bowl if we have some big games coming up.
Yeah, Joe, you can sneak me in as a guest host on Monday or whatever. I'm always up.
Yeah, we'll see. I think six is too many. Five is. I think six is. The Monday night show is kind of on a pitch count because we don't like to go into kickoff. You know what I mean? But I'll let you know. I'll let you know for sure.
I'll sit in the corner. Give me. Cut my time. Max my time. I'm gonna time. Put
some
me on a
checks
timer.
We'll have to start doing like WWE fucking tag team with people.
Whatever you want me on in the show.
We'll draw people backstage for 15 minutes. We'll bring you back up. I don't know. We'll figure something out, Mike.
Anytime you want me, and I had a great, it's been a great 2 shows.
Yeah, this is fun, man. That's why we do it, and we make each other better. And hopefully we some of the people that are listening, tuning in, we're helping them too. So that's what it's all about. But we're gonna get out of here officially. Steve, thanks for joining. Mike, appreciate it. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Look forward to doing it again sometime soon.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Everybody have a good night. See y'all next week.